Welcome to another special event with yours truly, Rainbow Dragon. We're gonna put this backpack on and we go marching in these steel toes. I decided, of course, not to retire these steel toes, so we're gonna go now for a special edition. We're gonna go through my own neighborhood, pass by here, go by the alley. Gotta make sure for my security that gotta step on these steel toes marching towards the sun. We're gonna go zigzag. I'm in my own neighborhood, nothing that I want to go back to. It's better where I live now than where I used to live, but it's just because the hamburgers that I'm gonna get for tonight, for movie night with the greatest woman I know, my anonymous sister friend. If I make $1 million, gonna give her half. And right here, I love this. I gotta say shout out to this. I'm actually gonna take a few pictures before we proceed, so not gonna go to the mountain today. Special for Nova Scotia, second edition. Go Nova Scotia, go! Is of course, I saw this morning that they're of course having a little bit of a lot of snow and some problems there. So they're starting about the snow removal operations. They started today, so they're gonna need some encouragement, and this independent artist, athlete, philosopher is gonna march in solidarity with my fellow Nova Scotians. I gotta mention, of course, I always do that 6 years ago, six years ago, the number before 7. I'm just gonna install my backpack and ready to rock and roll in these steel toes on this 6th of February. Not that full. The backpack has some items. Thank you for the donation for the pogos. Got some pogos and some yogurts. I'm grateful, thankful for that donation, for the yogurt and the pogos. And I gotta be careful here because in the back here, the alley here, there was a store, but I don't remember which one. I think I came a few times when I was living in this neighborhood. I came a few times when I was living in the neighborhood. I came a few times when I was living in the neighborhood here, but oh my god, this is gonna be so icy, looking like a skating rink. So I gotta be careful because this is my work tool and you gotta work with what you get sometimes. Nova Scotia, they got a lot of snow, record-breaking snow. I think in like 3 days, so much snow fell, more than of course they got the whole years since 20 years. So since 2004, can you imagine that? 2004, that was a lot of snow that fell. So you're still gonna march in solidarity, imagining of course that I'm there on the ground, my fellow Nova Scotians that way in the east, and of course thinking about them, all the snow removal operations. And gotta be extra careful here because it's so slippery. It's like a free skating rink. If you like skating, you can come here with and skate for free, but it's actually dangerous, so you gotta watch out because there's of course not that much salt, and you gotta be careful of course when you cross here, and because it's very slippery on the side, so you can fall. So very careful. And in my own neighborhood, nothing that I want to go back to. We're gonna go zigzag is because since due to the fact that close to my old place where I used to live, and you know, I got that amnesia. I don't remember much, but I remember mostly this island. But of course, no food waste, please. No food waste, please. No food waste, please. And of course, I remember the fact that of course we were right here, and of course remember the island, and that's about how it goes for yours truly. So we're gonna go zigzag here from my own neighborhood and before you cross the street, I do advise of course that you turn your heads left and right. Super important, you know, because you got to get that double trouble, and you got to get acquainted with cars, you know, in a special type of way as a citizen. You know, you don't want to get too acquainted, you know, just want to keep a distance in that acquaintance, you know what I'm saying? And you got to always turn your heads left and right due to the fact that brakes might malfunction. The citizen driver by mistake could press the accelerator, things like that happen. And you know, for our security and safety, it's always good to double that, of course. Security, turn your heads left and right once, left and right twice. The third time, do like a 360, of course. And just like here, although there's a stop sign to the east, to the west, to the north, there's no stop sign going, of course, north. That direction is north now. So now I'm gonna just head north, and of course we're gonna go around about and to the neighborhood here, my own neighborhood. But like I said, nothing that I want to go back to first before I proceed with this rock and roll special edition for Nova Scotia. Go Nova Scotia, go! Imagining I saw so much snow. Like this morning when I watched the news around 9:30, I watched like 3 different videos about 6 minutes each, and Nova Scotia. Just I checked on the Nova Scotia, and I saw those pictures of just and the videos of just snow piled up, the houses and citizens just removing the snow. They got to get that brains and they got to get those muscles on the field, you know, and how you're going to proceed to best remove, and the priorities, which is citizens have to have food and as much electricity if they can, and blankets and what have you in case the power goes off. So I'm doing, of course, emergency drills since I've been doing since 2019, you know, as a citizen, of course, who's concerned about geopolitics and super concerned that third world war might happen anytime, or if some say it has begun, but what have you. As a philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, asked me with amnesia, I got that double A in parallel to being an athlete and an artist. On the field now, meditating. Thank you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, firefighters. Salute the grocery store clerks, all the butchers, the bakers, thinking about them. And first and foremost for Nova Scotia today. See, like here, what am I gonna do? Because I got that, and here it's very narrow. So as a citizen prudence, I go where it's less narrow, right? So for my safety, so I don't scratch the car, I gotta do double attention. And this is a one-way street only, so in theory they can only come from there, but of course due to that, because I didn't want to move it, didn't want to touch it, as you know, I got Asperger's, and I'm a bit obsessed about public hygiene. You know, I often carry my disinfectant with me right here, so when I touch things well, I disinfect the hands with sanitizer. And of course COVID is back, and I am triple vaccinated, marking this month, February, marking 4 years of my surviving COVID. You know, I had it in 2020, and so right here, right now, being survivor of COVID, and grateful, thankful, of course, for everything that I have, everything that I do, everything, of course, every day on the daily gratitude 24/7. And gotta say my gratitude, thankful, grateful. Rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and got enough dollars to celebrate, $11 to celebrate the Lunar New Year, year of the dragon, rainbow dragon right here. Turned that into a Noah, my surname, by working out, training, and exercise, and still do it every March. And of course, not only turn that A into a No, but of course, gotta get that rainbow, and of course, gotta get that XYZ, and encouraging all to exercise, to work out, train, and which has been, is, and will be my medicine and therapy of choice. And see, although I got 13 seconds to cross here, I always turn my head left and right just to make sure that I cross the pedestrian street. Yeah, because you never know. You know, added safety and security, you can never go really wrong with a little bit of added responsibilities, added dimensions of security, added layers, of course, of whatever it is. And we got to take our prudence, because in the public, I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations. And although Rock&Roll now for Nova Scotia, they got a big snowstorm in Nova Scotia, unprecedented snowstorm. Unprecedented. It's been 2004 since they last had it. That's 20 years. So imagine all the drills that's going on, all the snow removal. I see them, they were covered in snow. The houses of Nova Scotia, they were like full of snow. They were doing the snow removal, and of course they were so, when I saw the pictures, they were like, they couldn't get out. It was so much snow everywhere, like this high. And the streets and the houses like this, you know. So that was a little bit intense and hardcore for a snowstorm. Supposedly one of the biggest, yet if not the biggest ever, in that small magnitude of time. You know, 3 days, so much snow fell. So they're undergoing their operations. They're undergoing their operations now, of course, and I'm solidarity with them, and to get them get going. And of course, look at this pile of snow right here. And thinking about how I'll be there on the ground with the Dragon Army, of course, calling for the public-private partnership Dragon Army, of course, to get that muscle, that brains in that muscle, and to get that vigor, you know, because get it on the field, you know. Sometimes you just got to get moving and get your fitness journey, and that's what I've been doing for more than 6 years now. You know, I was depressed and suicidal, and I conquered depression, conquered being suicidal, exiled about 6 years ago. Exactly that event, me going to crossing Canada coast to coast, you know, going from Nova Scotia as well. That Peggy's Cove was, wow, just wonderful. Peggy's Cove was just wonderful. Peggy's Cove was just wonderful. And going to Vancouver, I was depressed and suicidal. I got out of it. That event, I said then to myself, and so much to live for in Canada, my family here, sometimes we're dysfunctional, you know. I'm not perfect, far from it, you know. I got some issues, got some vices. I rock and roll for the butchers, for the farmers, for the cooks, for the truckers, for the firefighters, for the teachers, for the daycare workers, and my fellow Nova Scotians today, 24/7 as I go, calling all to support my vision, my dream manifesting as the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, which is fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilizational complex. I think we're going to turn to that light. We're going to go a little bit towards the sun and kind of zigzag here in my own neighborhood. Again, nothing that I want to go back to. Where I used to live, it was underground, deeper underground, and there was lots of mold. Maybe that's what caused my amnesia. I got amnesia, retrograde amnesia. And I remember my life, I have like blackouts of memory, of memory. I remember moving, and all these past like 7 years, mostly what I remember is all the work as an independent artist and athlete, the struggle, the suffering, being depressed, suicidal, getting out of it 6 years ago, starting my fitness journey, and rock and roll with gratitude, and putting something new to the table, new ideas, new philosophies. And love is important for me. If you're not about love, and love is also action, I don't want nothing much to do about it. So we're gonna go east, west, north, south. Let's go a bit where the lights is, where we can cross now. See, there are the lights, and we're gonna wait for the light there because we're on the other side of the road. And of course, grateful, thankful once again. Rents paid, electricity bills paid. Got food and coffee. Thank you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses. My anonymous sister friend, if I make a million, gonna give her half. Always, if I would say thank you, butchers, bakers, farmers, everybody got to eat, even Wall Street. And we got farming. We need to support all integrated citizen integration theory put into application. Firefighters, butchers, and our first responders, got to get them some love, and we got to do what we can. There we go. We're gonna pass like that. Gonna go by the side. And gotta be careful here not to slip. This is very slippery here. So we got parts. Although I gotta say that overall it's a good job. Thank you, public workers. Thank you to the public workers who did a good job, and of course who cleared the snow here, cleared the snow and to get it going. And of course they cleared the snow right here and put on those salts, put the little black and white, all sorts of great colors, the little stones for us to march safer, for our fellow citizens to march safer. Public Works, it's part of Public Works. They did a little bit of a disinfection here and kind of disinfected with the streets in a way, the snow in many ways. Of course, not literally disinfect, but like clear the snow, and so that we march safer. And there's little ice patches here and there, black ice patches, but of course we can be grateful, and somebody put some muscle, somebody put some labor, somebody put some sweat maybe, and to do it and to drive that machines. And thinking about all the machinery now being driven in Nova Scotia, and how the roads need to be clearing now, because I'm pointing the camera north, so Nova Scotia will be that way. That's east, that's north, that's west, and that's south. So southeast, west, north, south. So yours truly right on this, marching in these steel toes. 24/7 we rock and roll for the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, all those involved in the production. Gotta watch it here so you don't slip, see? It's very icy. Part of the black part there is like a skating rink, Gotta get that skating rink, and gotta watch it, and gotta get that drill. 24/7 for my fellow Nova Scotians, and gotta get it for the rock and roll love you Nova Scotians, coast to coast. Canadians, bakers, butchers, nurses, doctors, Canadians unite coast to coast. You gotta get that Dragon Army. Operation Scorpio calling for Bill Blair's salute, and the Canadian Armed Forces salute. And you gotta get those daycares and change some diapers once a month, or at least once a year, at least before you put on the uniform of the Canadian Armed Forces. That should be a requirement, because what are you fighting for if not 44 million of 44 million of us Canadians right here? And of course we're gonna go rock and roll 24/7 for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and the grocery store clerks. Gotta go for the east, for the west, for the north, for the south, and watch it for the ice to slip as we go, of course, towards the sun, right here on the skating rink. We're gonna north to the north. And we're gonna get for the coast to coast, ocean to ocean, encouraging all to work out, train, exercise, and with consent. Hug like you never hugged before, and of course always gratitude, because civilization is a privilege, brothers and sisters. Civilization is a privilege, civilization is a privilege, and you gotta get that gratitude, you know, with consent. Hug like you never hugged before. Super important to salute the public works and to get a little bit of water, a little bit of aqueducts, sewers, public works, salute 24/7. We got a lot of work in North America for the infrastructure and the sewer right here. Passez. Vous avez une belle machine. Vous avez une belle machine. Merci pour votre service. The public works here, you know, sewers, you gotta salute them. We're drilling all that, so go. Rock and roll, we're gonna go. Turn your heads left or right before you cross the street. Turn your heads left or right before you cross the street like that. Left and right, and we go on the march and saluting the public works there. We're gonna switch to that French because we love apres, but see, he's doing something good, and super important to get that public works. You know, gotta get that public works and appreciating the farmers, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the grocery store clerks, and all involved in the production, distribution of food. And gotta get that salute, gotta get some love in Black History Month to my brothers and sisters who are black. If I can fight racism is what I offer everybody else. Yeah, I also get offerings of kisses, tickles, and hugs, and rock and roll, and poetry, just like I offer somebody else. We need to be aware of our togetherness and our continuing to live in harmony in North America, coast to coast. And this Canadian was born twice in the past lives that way. That way in the USA, served both times in the United States Army. Of course, both times served in the United States Army, and both times. When I was born in the previous incarnations, those both times have served in the United States Army, in the USA, and of course, saluting my brothers and sisters, because we're North Americans, and pretty much as I am for world peace and a world citizen, all I know is really the island of Montreal, my studies, my sufferings, my healing as well. Survivor of COVID 4 years ago. I was very sick. It was like death, pestilence, and disease, like death, pestilence, and disease, like death, pestilence, and disease. Now reborn. Got triple vaxxed. That's it for me 3 times. Triple vaccinated 3 times, and gotta get that vaccine, gotta get public hygiene, we gotta get back to health, and fitness is important, gratitude is important, and emotions, sometimes we just need to let things out. And we got racism, we got inequality, economy, but gotta find them with some solutions, you know, because I can complain and say everybody 24/7 for 7 more years, but if I don't get doing, then I don't get done, things don't get done, so we gotta get things doing. We need a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of theory, we need some brain and some muscle. I turn my head left and right when I cross the street, cause I wanna get to the greatest woman I know, those hamburgers back, so gotta get back to give those hamburgers. And today on this February 5th today, 6th already, let's see, 6th is the 6th today, calling those on Wall Street billionaires to finance some food security. The NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NHL, MLB, NFL, to reduce a little bit of the cost of the tickets and give some charity. And I have been and will continue to call for the mass financing of citizens across the collective North American civilizational complex of citizens to work out, train, and exercise. It is my medicine and therapy of choice. Cannot stress enough the importance as it is now on these steel toe boots to go, and of course to get it, and to go to the sun, and get a little bit of drills and get a little bit of rock and roll to the sun, to the sun, to the sun. Oh, and towards the sun we go, and grateful, thankful. Gotta get that, of course, drill, and look at that. Look at that beauty! I just love that mural there. Somebody put it there, and gotta give a shout out to our construction workers, and yours truly from the top. Living in some beautiful building right there, and of course, gotta get that gratitude 24/7, and I'm gonna take a picture of it. This is right in my own neighborhood here, you know, and there's really nothing that I want to go back to living for today since I died of COVID with hope for tomorrow, and Gotta get that drill, and we gotta be mindful. Civilization is a privilege, and you know, if you are in a position, finance some business, finance some doing, finance some rock and roll, finance some artists, finance some food security, and gratitude to our farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, 24/7 rock and roll for them. And you know, yes, you wanna know my secret thesis? RCMP studies are gone. Mosa. I didn't masturbate this morning. I masturbated this morning. I watch it when I say it, because there shouldn't be a lot of people around me, because it's our private matters, of course. But I did masturbate this morning. I like my BDSM switch. I'm androgynous, pansexual, rainbow, and I'm gonna go now a little bit towards the sun. See if I can get a little bit of the sun towards that way. And I'm gonna get it to see if I can get towards the sun that way, and gonna get it to see if I can go towards the sun, of course, as I go towards the sun. And always rock and roll 24/7 for the butchers, bakers, nurses, for Nova Scotia today. You know, special event dedicated to my Nova Scotians. Imagining if I would be there on the road helping or some help with the Dragon Army, which calling for the creation, of course, by a public-private partnership. Let's go, Canada, US, Mexico. Can do better as a pro-labor, universal revolutionary centrist. And well, I want to take this alley, but it looks kind of dangerous as well, so I'm just gonna go towards the sun a bit, get a little bit of that sun, then zigzag back, then go again, and we're gonna go towards the sun again, and again and again. And I guess it's appropriate for me, of course, to take the hat off, and take the hat off right now, and of course to get it on the sun, and to get going for the sun. Towards the sun we go. Rock and roll 24/7 for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and grocery store clerks, and all involved in the production and the distribution of food. And you gotta be grateful 24/7, you know. And the curse of Asperger's, being an Aspie, not turning into a blessing, because I predicted what's happening now, you know, back in 2019. Had predicted the situation, and of course, in many ways, I'd predicted the situation based on being a geopolitical analyst and theorist, you know, who kind of thanks to that Asperger's, you know, Aspies, people have Asperger's, we repeat things, we say things twice, 3 times, or have gestures, repetitive gestures with the hands and whatever have you, and we have obsessions. We have obsessions or interests that are obsessive. Mine are geopolitics 24/7, sports, dancing is my favorite sport, dancing is my favorite sport, and of course the study of civilization. So for the past years, many years, I've been studying with intensity, did a lot of analysis, I wrote theory, philosophies, tens of thousands of pages and of philosophy on geopolitical analysis, and of course theories. And I present to you my dream manifesting as the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, which has a geopolitical sphere, because what I'm advocating is a public-private partnership and 2 new public-private partnership institutions and organizations across the collective North American civilization, or NORAD, NATO, of course. And that's what yours truly has, and that's what yours truly does. And getting forward that left and right and in the center, and thinking about all the privileges of we have a civilization, and gratitude that my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, and got food and coffee, and got $11 for that Lunar New Year of the Dragon. And of course got another 11 for the Super Bowl. I got that $11 for the Super Bowl. Gonna get a nice weekend and can afford whatever I can afford. Probably gonna be some egg rolls and some noodles, and for the Super Bowl maybe a pizza and some fries and something to drink. I don't drink much alcohol. I don't smoke weed. Weed is legal in Canada. Cannabis. Yours truly open for business 24/7, and always grateful. Gratitude super important. And there's that Hydro-Quebec. I love it when I see that Hydro-Quebec truck. It's always, I love to see. Gotta give a shout out to the Hydro-Quebec and to love them. I always love doing meditation for the Hydro-Quebec workers since 1947, who built all the dams, and we got more. We're gonna build some more dams, and Hydro-Quebec just build. So now we're gonna get a little bit of more dams the coming 7 years. Rock and roll for them, and that's that truck there, which we're gonna pass by, and it always brings me joy to see it. For Hydro-Quebec, and we're gonna do a little bit of French rock and roll, and we go on this Nova Scotia second marching workout dance of this 24, February 6. I always do meditation on love, all the work that Hydro-Quebec is doing and doing right now, east, west, north, south, all the plugs, all the electrical wires, and I'm doing this video with clean zero pollution energy thanks to Hydro-Quebec. So I'm working as an independent artist and athlete right now. I'm gonna cross the street here. Left and right, they gotta stop, but I just love the trucks. Une chanson pour le Hydro-Québec, qu'on construise et bâtir d'autres centrales, là, chez nous, de la belle province. Pour l'Hydro-Québec, on a l'électricité, merci. J'adore voir les camions qui sont là, comment ils ont construit. On va bâtir d'autres centrales, le soleil qui brille, puis de l'eau potable. L'Hydro-Québec, hey, pour tous nous autres qu'on exporte jusqu'au sud, nos Américains qui chantent avec nous autres qu'on fasse un partenariat, let's go. Le Rock&Roll du dragon pour l'Hydro-Québec, Québec. Les centrales, ben James, que ça marche par en haut, regarde, ben merci et ben bonjour, merci un mot d'amour. Que ça fasse une chanson, une bénédiction pour qu'ils restent, pour qu'ils construisent, un mot de gratitude avec du Rock&Roll, pas besoin de l'eau bénite, juste une bière à place, pas besoin de l'eau bénite, juste une bière à place, pas besoin de l'eau bénite. Juste une bière à place, pas besoin de l'eau bénite. Juste une bière à place, puis avec du vin et des molasses, avec du jambon, un peu de sucre, un peu de miel, de sirop d'érable, de la belle province, ben regarde, le ciel est bleu. Le bleu ciel, là, faites pas le bordel, on est en février, pas en juin, je vois à Saint-Jean. Un bon amour, un mot de gratitude. Pour l'Hydro-Québec qu'on chante, regarde, votre dragon en arc-en-ciel, en mode libre, de chez nous de Montréal, merci et bonjour. Et bon savoir-faire, du savoir-faire, bon, regarde, moi c'est plus la comédie, le rock-and-roll que je vous donne, que je vous offre avec des bisous, puis des câlins, puis des chatouilles. Parlez pas d'amour, mais je vous entends pas, merci, bonjour. Go Hydro-Québec, go. That was a little bit of a freestyle, you know, I like to rock and roll freestyle 24/7 for Hydro-Quebec and farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production and the distribution of food, and you know, thinking about them, how they're going, and it's gonna do some labor and fixing somebody's electricity. We gotta be grateful, you know, because all these are civilizations we gotta defend here, north to north, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, you know. Gotta get that Dragon Army public-private partnership, and it always brings me happy. And whenever I see the Hydro-Quebec truck, I always meditate and I get flashes for movies, ideas, of course, to movies ideas, and of course movies ideas, and to get for the culture, and bilingual, of course, and to get, of course, the ideas, and of course all the philosophies, which of course are important. A little bit of comedy, a lot of comedy. I like to do that humor, you know. I like to also make fun of myself sometimes, not take myself too serious, although some of my philosophies are serious, as we are on the verge, of course, here on a potential catastrophe, financial and social, cultural, you know, with whatever we have, and a little bit of a rock and roll as we go, you know. Super important to stay active, stay fit, and saluting all the Hydro-Quebec workers now, you know. They're on the ground and they're doing all the labor, the farmers, the truckers, thinking about them, the warehouses, all those stacking up those buildings, and all cheeseburgers, the daycares, the teachers teaching a little bit of that French, which we're gonna switch in a bit, because we're in La Belle Province and we rock and roll bilingual, and we're bilingual, of course, and we always get that gratitude, and always good, I say, like Celine Dion, and to make an effort to learn French if you come live in Quebec, because we made that great compromise, what I call the great linguistic compromised years and years and years ago, you know, and we continue it today. And like with my black brothers and sisters, to reconcile and allow each other equal opportunities. And my black brothers and sisters, of course, who also, some of them who are millionaires, billionaires, please give to charity. Beyonce, love you, Jay-Z, but finance the DJ dancing got his arm, can let me rap a little bit. For the bakers and the butchers, I rap. For the nurses, for the doctors, I rap. Rapping for the bakers, for the nurses, and for the butchers. For if not love, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Love is action, I ain't perfect. Like my BDSM switch whips, whip it. But now I'm in the public, can't get a kisses or no hugging. Gotta get back to business. Back to health and on the trouble. Back to health over in the rumble. So right here, gotta give a shout out, of course, being here in my own neighborhood, and to the public works who build the parks across North America. You gotta be mindful of that public works, you know, public works. Super important, you know, public works is part of us, what we do. And of course, being part of the public works was taking care of the aqueducts, the sewers, and the water treatment. And of course, I got 3 services myself. Once a week for the garbage, once a week for the garbage, once a week for the compost, once a week for the recycling. So you got that triple 3 services. So thank you. Hey, those are athletes on those big trucks. On those big trucks. Those are athletes. I gotta get on those big trucks, man. See how they're going athletes. Please give the farmers and the nurses and the garbage collectors a discount. NFL, give a little bit of discount for the garbage collectors, man. Gotta get a little bit of, that's what I'm calling for. It's not all about the money, you know. Money, what is money? Money is to buy, sell. That's what money is. That's what my theory. The DRT, of course, is what's best. At this point in time, the DRT theory best for the creation, of course, of the Universal Exchange Unit. The UE. Right, the DRT for the UE is, of course, what's needed. Because we're record debts, public and private, my debt included, I'm about 10,500 in debt, so I count myself in that, no worries about that. But I'm open for business, had some business, but had to pay some money back to the government. But I'm grateful I received financial assistance during COVID, and in February now from government, and thanks to the workers of the past who allowed this social safety net, you know, to get that social assistance and to pay rent, pay electricity bill first, and then food. Priority, pay rent. Rent's paid already month of February, paid my electricity bill and got food, and open for business as I go now in the sun, and thinking about the construction workers with those cranes building some buildings, because they're the ones who build first and foremost. So we got to encourage them, say we love you, and farmers, and, you know, thinking about all that's being done, and the truckers and the butchers and the farmers, and, you know, got to get that loving and love them good when they come back, and offer them some good appreciation. Those truckers who deliver our services, the nurses, we got to get service and security, you know. They got to go together. Service and security, they got to go together. It's got to be complementary, just like nature and civilization. Go Nova Scotia, go! How many shovels, how many meters, tons, or however we want to quantify the snow, how many snow, quantification of the snow has been done, of course, when, of course, you know, after the storm has been done, and how many has been done, and the quantification, and how much snow has been removed. Maybe lots of snow, maybe no snow, maybe whatever the case may be, and gotta get that drill. And I got a little bit of deep in the snow there, but gotta get a little bit of deep in the snow, man. I got out, super important, and I was looking for a garbage, and there's a garbage bag right there, so that's what I was looking for, the garbage bag to get it right there, see? So I can throw it properly, dispose of it right there. There we go. Yeah. So I'll probably dispose of it. Rock&Roll 24/7. See, dispose of the garbage right there, and there's a garbage. So we got a salute for the garbage collectors, and gotta get it for that, and gotta think about them. And there's another one. Let's see if I do have another garbage. Maybe. Let's see. I have another garbage. Yeah, get rid of another garbage. Actually, this I'm just gonna empty. Empty the garbage. Right here, thank you garbage collectors. Go Nova Scotia, go. For the snow removal ops we roll. For the snow removal operations. And we go across coast to coast. We're gonna love it for the doors. We're gonna love it for it blows. We're gonna love it rock and roll. Gotta be careful not to slide and slip, of course, because it's slippery there. So if you come in the parks, you gotta be mindful that sometimes it's slippery. You gotta get that slippery, anti-slippery, whatever you use, but sometimes that's what it takes. You're using a bit of common sense, a little bit of knowledge, and use a little bit of shoes, strong shoes, and that are, or you put that grip, anti-slip. You're gonna put a little bit of stronger grip on it, and it works. In my own neighborhood right here, something new, some new buildings over there. We're gonna go check them out. It's gonna go around the bow. We're just gonna go by the parking and see if we can cross there. Oh yeah, let's cross. It's my turn to cross, and we kind of zigzag like that, and kind of go zigzag in the sun, and gotta get like a little bit of snake. See, I got 13 seconds at 12, 11. So I got plenty of time, but see those buildings there? Those are old. This is my old neighborhood here. I used to live close by here. Nothing that I want to go back. There was lots of mold. It was lots of mold, and of course, super moldy. And I got sick, I guess. I was sick and ill, and of course, I've survived COVID afterwards when I moved to a better place, got out of depression. So nothing that I want to go back to. Just living for today, and with hope for tomorrow, though. I got a lot of hope for tomorrow. Got a lot of hope for tomorrow. When I see people holding hands, that gives me hope. When I hear people doing acts of goodness and kindness, when I see people doing acts of goodness and kindness, when I see people doing acts of goodness and kindness, and that's what I love. And of course, that's what I gonna get that drill, and that's where I get to get that exercise. And now we're gonna get a lot of exercise because we march on these steel toes, and maybe we're gonna go, of course, to do some push-ups. Gotta give a little bit of salutations to the garbage collectors, to the environmentals, and gotta get the drill right there to be grateful. We're gonna switch around here. Gotta salute. Gotta get that salute and appreciate the public works. And see there, the public works right there to pick up the garbage and the recycling bin, and they're doing the work, and we gotta appreciate them, the public works. And we can do a lot of things, and they're there on the field picking up the garbage, picking up the recycling. So I'm always thinking about them, what they're doing, of course, when I go on the marches. And the public works, the farmers, the butchers, the electricians, the plumbers, and see, they're athletes. See, on that big machines there, they're gonna go with the muscle. They're gonna take, unload, load the trucks. I got those 3 services. We gotta be mindful. And see here, we got lots of snow, just like Nova Scotia. Probably that's what they're dealing with. Big snow like this. Big snow, lots of snow. And they're removing it with the shovels. Shoveling. So this march for Nova Scotia first, always the youth. For the empire, which I'm laying first and foremost, the empire with kisses. 718 trillions of kisses credited from the goddess who dances with a brother sun. Kisses I got, tickles I got, hugs I got, push-ups I got, loving and rock and roll. Right here from Quebec, la belle province, be patient. We're gonna switch for that French, and see those construction workers. I gotta take a little bit of picture. Look at that. I gotta salute, because I'm a fan of the construction workers. I love cranes and love it when I see building activity here in Montreal, big metropolis with 2.5 million people. My home in this life, and born here in the past life, previous incarnations many times. And I helped Louis Cyr push some horses on a cart back in 1904. That was the year 1904, 1904. And of course, was born in that previous incarnation, and I've helped them. I was already kind of age, but I met Louis here and said I'm gonna give you a hand, nonetheless, of course, and I did help him out. Louis here, the strong Quebecers, was the strongest person who lived back then, and I helped him, and we had some fun, and it was all in good fun. But that's new building here in my neighborhood. So this is a shopping center where I used to come, and used to come in the shopping center right here, and still do sometimes. But like I said, I moved to a better place. I did move to a better place, so I can't complain. And probably the mold caused my amnesia, or whatever it is, disease, you know. I remember moving, and my memory 7-8 years then kind of blacks out, you know. I have trouble remember exactly my past. That's amnesia, so it's retrograde amnesia. So I have a good memory of the past years, but after the moving to a better place, then kind of my memory goes kind of black, you know. So kind of that's what it is. And here it is, a little bit of snow, lots of snow actually, so I don't want to bother see if I can pass by there with construction workers, so just gonna go around about by the construction workers, see if I can go like that, see the new constructions. And I'm a fan, and I rock and roll for the construction workers. And wow, nice building, super important to say, railroads on the rails and the train conductors. I'm working with this laptop, and sometimes we gotta work with what we got the body. Grateful, thankful, rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and we gotta get back to health with one push-up at a time, and one kiss, one hug at a time, one cleaning at a time. And gotta salute the truckers on the roads. The truckers on the roads, they're getting, of course, going to the east, west, north, south. And gotta salute the train conductors, rail conductors who go east, west, north, south, thinking about them. And of course all the work that's being done with freight trains and public trains, and getting on that go and getting to the Excusez-moi, je peux-tu passer par là? C'est tout en sécurité, il n'y a pas de danger? Ok, merci, thank you. Just ask, of course, if it's safe for me to pass here. If there's no danger, that's what I asked in French, of course. If there's no danger, you know, if we gotta get for the passing, and if I can pass, of course, that's super important, and because it's dangerous, you know, so I gotta get the question, and it's an added dimension of danger. I asked if it's safe, so if it's safe and super safe, and to cross, they said. So they don't use the word super, but it's nonetheless safe to pass. So that's what's being built. Like that. So super nice, super good. Hey, congratulations! I love it when I see building activities. And here's the highway in my old neighborhood. Gotta salute the truckers on the road. Salute the truckers on the road, delivering our goods. If I had a radio television show, it wouldn't pass 1 hour where the truckers, the garbage collectors, the butchers, the nurses, the doctors, the daycare workers, the electricians, the plumbers, all those involved in the distribution and food. And I feel joyous when I'm moving, you know, I always feel good. And gotta take a little pictures of my Pope, the King, the Son. And I wish this bridge needs a little bit of renewal. We got a lot of public works to do in North America. There's lots of public works. And see, this bridge here kind of looks like it's gonna be on the side. And I'm gonna take some pictures right there, see, like that. See, we're gonna take pictures like that of the sun. My Pope, the King, the Son. See, go like that. Right, what a sunny day, and super sunny, I gotta say. So when we cross here, I used to go a lot of times there. I still do in the old neighborhood there. I used to go a lot. And this bridge needs to be renewed. And Got a lot of work to do here. Bridge, see, needs to be renewed. Needs to be renewed. Renewal of the bridge. See, kind of gray, lots of gray in the bridge, hey? So we got a lot of public infrastructure, imagining, let's go Black Rock, Black Rock, Black Rock, a lot of think. We need to get that Wall Street and business to mass finance, building reconstructions and highways, and see our infrastructure is, by my assessment, I know a little bit, is needs a lot of work, man. Needs a lot of work. Some color also, but nonetheless grateful, thankful, saluting. I imagine when this bridge was built unconstructed, but see, we got a lot of pillars to work. So we got to invest billions, trillions in the North American infrastructure, because we got North American infrastructure, so we got to renew this. See, this is kind of rusty now, so we got a lot of work. Lots of work. Working now. In solidarity, independent artist athlete for Nova Scotia, which is that way, that's east, that's north, that's west, and that's south. So they're coming from, they're going north, here they're going north. I'm pointing the camera north now, and the other ones are going south. So north, south, so here in my own neighborhood, this bridge I crossed a few times, but I don't know exactly how many because my memory goes black. I moved. I was depressed and suicidal. I conquered being depressed and suicidal, and I'm on the march. Paid my rent, paid my electricity bill, got food and coffee, and here I am now. Survivor of COVID. Rainbow Dragon. Not perfect, far from it. Got a little tiny androgynous scar clit if you really want to know, but already discussed about it and already put it in, and you already know, don't need to spy on me. In a parallel life, I build satellites, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, and connected with a satellite with the sun. That's my Pope, the King, the Sun. I gotta turn my head left and right here. Actually, they can only come in theory by that way. So it's kind of one way. But you never know, you know? Somebody might take a turn, so added prudence, added security, added dimensions. They're that crane. I just love seeing cranes, more building being built. Of course, we got to get active and got to get that finance. And as I'm driving on these steel toe boots, I decided to take them out of retirement Monday yesterday, because I retired them Friday. So I said I'm not going to retire them yet. Just going to retire them, of course, next Friday, which is coming today. It's Tuesday, so which is coming in 3 days. Already Tuesday, wow. We're going north now, and gotta salute our ambulance drivers, and gotta move myself because there's children there, so I want to be not in the way of impeding the children's fun, and always watching my fellow citizens when they cross the street to be safe. And I love the youth, I love seniors, you know, I like to see people safe. In the big city sometimes it's stressful and you got stress and cars, but I love the big city as much as I love my mountain. I love the big city and civilization as much as I love the mountain, and I can do both. I like to dance in both. They both need in harmony, but I don't drive. I drive these steel toe boots. I take public transit, and I'm kind of happy with the public transit that's there, you know. How much work has been done to build the subways, and you can only imagine back in the 60s, and can only imagine. So this subway, of course, built back in the 60s, eh? So they built a subway with trains, and the trains and the subways, and of course, not only the subway and the trains, but the whole highway systems across North America, you know. And now they got to do that in Nova Scotia. They got to clear the way. East is that way. So that way, fellow Nova Scotians now involved in the snow removal operations. They're removing the snow. Go Nova Scotia Relief, go. Another second part is going to be a tripartite this week, 3 parts. Tomorrow another one. Special for Nova Scotia. Tomorrow we're probably going to go to the mountain, or maybe we're even going to hit a public gym, do it three different ones. Yesterday, Monday to the mountain. Today, my own neighborhood, and then by the old port tomorrow. That would be a little bit of change. Change is good. Change is good. Sometimes it takes with blood, sweat, and tears. And saluting the public workers picking up the garbage. Black History Month, my brothers and sisters. Sending some love for us to continue to live in harmony, you know. We got a lot of work to do together for this North America. We got the collective North American civilization, and come Jay-Z, Beyonce, and learn some French here with yours truly. And you know, I have a crush on. Should I say it? I have a little crush on. Well, you know, I'm rainbow, so better not say it, but come learn some French. 50 Cent! Learn some French, 50 Cent. Come here, 50 Cent. Donate half to rapping for the farmers. Yours truly, right from this. Just gonna stretch a bit and gonna wait for the. Is it still recording? I thought I pressed stop for a second. Please throw these in the garbage right here if you come. Just don't leave your drink there. I don't mind y'all drinking the tea and coffee, whatever it is, but my brothers and sisters, look, just put it in the garbage. Put this in the garbage. We got garbage collector, we got public works. Just make an effort, you know. Put it in the garbage and throw it in the garbage. Don't leave it there. That's just the call of the heart. Please, please, please. And super important. Just leave it in the garbage. Gotta turn my head left and right before I cross the street, even if it's my turn. I wonder what that tulip is. I used to go there a little bit. See? Get that tulip. You can eat there. It's called the orange tulip. You can go eat. You can go eat. Have an ice cream, and sometimes they got cars. And of course there used to be a buffet here, but I think it says no more buffet. Kind of took it down. Used to be a buffet. Used to be a buffet, used to be. But I don't know, look at that crane. He's holding something red, so always mindful of the cranes, and I'm a fan of cranes, you know. Cranes made it that we are able to build up. So whenever I see a crane, I'm always meditating on how much does it weigh, where it was made, what is it made of, right? It's steel, and mostly metal alloys, right? Iron, steel, and I just love to see it moving. I'm a fan of cranes. I like to build dragon cranes, man, 21st century. Dragon cranes, 21st century dragon cranes. 21st century. There's a new storage here, I guess. You get that storage if you need. But I don't have a lot of property, but I'm grateful for what I have, the boots, and my nano sister friend gave me this great jacket. And I'm always grateful for small things as I kind of live a very simple, austere, severe life. I live a simple, austere, severe, highly active though. I live a simple, severe, highly active lifestyle. And that's the lifestyle I live. Right? So I gotta get the picture of the crane, man. I already saw a few cranes and see the crane there, the crane in the background. Anyways, I'm a bit obsessed about cranes. But cranes enabled us to build high, eh? Without the cranes, we wouldn't have been able to build the skyscrapers. So I'm always meditating on the cranes. Now that I got a check, cranes, all the cranes building, you know? Build the cranes. Where was it built? And what is its capacity for work? How much can it lift? I'm always meditating on that because from afar, well, I could always see it's in action. I'm a fan of cranes, man. Crane in action. Yay! Happy, happy, happy. Let's go for the construction workers. You know that our dragon loves those cranes of security. Let's go up. Construction workers, rock and roll it on the block. Construction workers, that's the butchers and the bakers and the cranes. You know we love it. Love it, rock and roll for the construction workers. Here we hold it. Love it for the workers, construction workers. Here we go it. Those cranes be building up. Those cranes be building skyscrapers. That's what's up. Rock and roll for the construction workers. Gotta get those steel toes. Gotta get those hats up. Gotta get back home safe. Gotta get those buildings. Gotta get those towers up. Gotta get the higher luck. Gotta get the higher buck. For the construction workers, you know that I love them singing 24/7. Love those cranes, and I'm a fan of cranes. Always rock and roll for the construction workers, and the butchers, and the bakers, and the nurses, and the doctors, grocery store clerks. And whenever I see a nice construction site, rock and roll it. And I love me some of those cranes. Construction workers, you know that I love them. Love the construction workers, big loving, big dragon rainbow hugs, and gotta encourage them on and encourage them for appreciation. And I love seeing buildings being built. Let's go North Americans Unite, let's go North Americans Unite, let's go. North Americans Unite. Et vous savez que j'aime les grues de la belle province, ça construit, ben oui, ça bâtit avec du béton puis du ciment, oui. Le dragon en arc-en-ciel vous chante. Ok, face à botte de câble d'acier, ah ouais, la construction ça fasse. Ah, sur le chantier, ça roule des grues. De chez nous, ça bouge jusqu'en haut des gratte-ciel. Ça part du béton puis du ciment. Du plafond puis de la terre. Et regarde jusqu'au ciel, les bleus, regarde votre dragon vous chante du rock-and-roll le 24/24 pour les travailleurs en construction. Pour qu'ils en construisent avec du ciment puis du béton, de l'acier puis des casques puis des masques pour que ça soit en sécurité, ben ouais. Puis la danse, la belle province, ça construit puis ça bâtit, travaille dans la construction du savoir-faire. Avec d'une mesure, centimètres, puis des pieds, puis des mètres. Des centimètres, puis des pieds, puis des mètres. Des grues en haut jusqu'au ciel. Des centimètres. En haut, puis la bordel, jusqu'en haut, puis des grues, puis du ciel. Des centimètres, puis des mètres. Des hauts, puis des grues jusqu'au ciel, jusqu'en haut. Regarde, ça là, grue. C'est la grue qui monte, du ciment, puis du béton, puis de l'acier. De chez nous, oui, pour les travailleurs en construction. Faites une galerie, ça va bien. C'est des athlètes, ça aussi. Ben oui, oui, pour la grue chantier, à l'est, au nord, au sud de la belle province, Montréal, la métropole. Votre dragon vous chante puis le soleil qui brille de chez nous, de l'île de Montréal, pour les grues, puis des travailleurs en construction. Ouais, des bisous, puis des châteaux, des carrés. Puis je sais bien que le rock&roll que je vous fais, c'est de la comédie, ben ouais. Pas grave, s'ils savent comment chanter puis danser, ils savent comment construire et bâtir le complémentaire, pas de besoin de becherel pour conjuguer, ah ouais. Faut faire un peu de... Ciao. Peace and rejoicing. So now the camera is pointing south. Now the camera is pointing south. Now the camera is pointing south. Turn your heads left and right. When you cross the street, turn your heads left and right. So that's another construction there happening, and I don't know exactly what's gonna be built there, but it looks like a big construction place. And here we got some rocks. These rocks are probably from the mountain. All these rocks are probably from the mountain. From the mountain. Utiliser l'autre trottoir. Recycle that. Gotta recycle that. Don't throw that in the trash, please. I just saw it. Look. So many cans, and that's garbage that needs to be recycled. See, we can do better in recycling, right? We can always do better in our recycling, and always do better in the recycling and the compost and the garbage and everything that we do, of course. Recycling is important. Garbage is important. Services, public services, and here and right now, just thinking about Nova Scotia. So now the camera's pointing north, the camera's pointing south, east, and west. So now I'm going west. So I'm actually going parallel to my place. And I gotta say, for the 6th of February, is of course very, very, very warm. It's very warm. It's very warm. Thinking about satellites, thinking about Nova Scotia, thinking about the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, the youth, and workers in daycares changing those diapers, those workers in the daycares changing those diapers, and those workers in the daycares changing those diapers, construction workers, butchers, we gotta get that DRT, support the debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE. Let's go, Larry Fink, Larry Fink, Larry Fink, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, and Bill Gates, Bill Gates, Bill Gates, Bill Gates, Larry Fink, Joe Biden. Triple Scorpios right there, nothing to do with astrology, but more with my theory being implemented, the DRT, for the creation of the UE. I believe is the only solution at this point in time where we are now. I believe there's no other way where we are financially in the crisis mode with record-breaking debt, public and private debt at a record level. Myself, 10,500 in debt, and of course, finance, money. What is money, anyways? Money is to buy, sell. That's why my DRT theory. I was working here during COVID, right here close by. I was working here. COVID, I was working here, but it was with a temp agency, and it's COVID times and public transit, and I live far from here, so I was late one time, and they didn't even give me a second chance. Everybody deserves second, third chance. Everybody second, third chance. Everybody deserves second, third chances, But of course, a lot of people were laid off in like 2 days, but that's with temp agencies, how it goes. And got that struggle being that Aspie, Aspies, we're good at what we're good at. Myself, fitness, geopolitics, and study of civilizations and civilizational analysis, and of course sports and rock and roll, sports, fitness, and public hygiene. Look at a big pile of snow. Right now, somebody in front of their house in Nova Scotia, just gotta clear all that snow. They gotta move it out of the way, and in order for them to clear the driveway, in order for them to clear the driveway and to get it for the driveway and to get it clear and clear the driveway, you know, in Nova Scotia, you know, in Halifax. Record amount of snow, eh? So much snow. They haven't had that much snow in years, since 2004. 2004, so that's 20 years. 2004, that's 20 years. Thinking about the truckers on the roads, they need some hugging, and the nurses, and see people in the warehouses. We gotta get that global dragon union, man. Wages have not been kept up with inflation. We gotta freeze the prices, create the UE. We gotta freeze the prices, create the UE, universal exchanging, which I'm now gonna discuss, of course, and I will show what the situation is financially. The financial situation now, of course, financial situation is, of course, that record debt, public and private, record debt, public and private, record debt, public and private debt, of course. We got record public and private debt. So. Record public and private debt. So, with record public and private debt, as it's 2:36 now p.m. There's no other way around what's happening now financially, but my debt refusion to the DRT. So I'm gonna find one now. I'm gonna find information, and I'm gonna show you. I'm glad I took this route today. I said a little bit of change. You know, we're going to the mountain often, and this is a different route in my own neighborhood here. And tomorrow I think we're gonna go on a different route, and then get back to the mountain Thursday, Friday. So here it is. This is the debt levels, or whatever what we pay as the debt. So what we pay debt today, or debt servicing, has reached record levels. Gonna wait for the light, gonna wait for the light. It's red, don't want to cross the red here, gotta be safe. Corner of Devonshire. TMR. Royal Mountain, Devonshire, the corner of Royal Mountain. Now I can cross. Heavy industrial zone here. I had a few employments here, right here, and so I'm going to show you now what's the debt servicing. Debt servicing is another fancy word to say paying the interest. So this is how much the interest has skyrocketed from 2020 to 2021 to 2023, 2024. So here you go. See? So in 2020, 2021, paying the interest was 20.3 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. It has 9 zeros, right? So in 2024, it doubled. So it went from 20.3 to 46.5 billion. A billion has 9 zeros. A billion is 1,000 million. So it more than doubled. From 20.3 to 46.5. 20.3 to 46.5. Right? It more than doubled. Keep that in mind. So there's no other way I can say with a clear heart, all the imperfections that I have, that my DRT theory is the only solution where we are now financially in terms of both the public and the private debt, as I march on these steel-toe boots for Nova Scotia, always for the greatest woman I know, my allies and armies, and for the bakers and the butchers and the nurses and the doctors and the grocery store clerks and all involved in the production, distribution of food. My brothers and sisters, there's no way but the DRT theory. So here it is. So the DRT theory includes what's called monetary integration. My DRT theory includes what's called monetary integration. So you saw that the debt servicing has more than doubled from 20.3 billion to 46.5 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. So that has doubled. Right? That has doubled. More than doubled. That is paying the interest on the public debt. That is paying the interest on the public debt. That is paying the interest on the public debt. So my DRT theory stands for debt refusion theory. So my theory includes what's called monetary integration, which is exactly what they did in Europe. In Europe, the Germans got rid of the Deutsche Mark. They set up the euro. In Italy, they got rid of the lira. They got the Deutsche Mark. They got the lira in Italy. They got the franc gone. And they did the euro. So many countries still retained their old currency like a dual currency system. Some still have retained that. So DRT, take all public and private debt. My debt is 10,500. I got a debt of about 10,500. I got a debt of about 10,500. Let me turn my head left and right, because although here is very spacious, there's still an added level because somebody can come fast and there and turn there from there. So this is industrial zones, and for safety always good to turn the head nonetheless. So my debt is 10,500. Take all the debt, private and public. My debt, your debt, our combined debt of Canada, US, Mexico, North Americans, Haiti, Cuba, Dominican Republic. And of course, since the United States dollar is still the currency of choice for world trade, international finance, global commerce, create what I call a new currency by taking all the debt, converting Canadian, all the private debt, 10,500 hours, all the Mexican debt, converted to Haitian gourd, converted to US dollars, and with all that number, finance a new central bank, a new global financial institutions. Hey, together with the Bank of International Settlements, the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, or North American integrated financial currency system, right, to create what I call the UE. So all the debt, public and private, will be the initial money supply. All the public and the private debt will be the initial money supply. All the debt, public and private, converted to the US dollar will be the initial money supply of this new global financial, global central bank to issue a universal exchange unit based on the US dollar. Freeze all prices, fight inflation, freeze all prices, and set an interest rate of maximum 10%. Could be 7.70, 3.33, 1.56, 4.18, 7.18. So set an interest rate of the aforementioned, whatever the number is, right? Whatever the number is. So set an interest rate of all the interest, 10%. It could be 9.3, 7.70, 4.18, 3.58, whatever the case may be. 11. Whatever my case may be, set an interest level on all those. So create the UE, Universal Exchange Unit, by biometrics. That's why I'm calling on my astrological brother Bill Gates, my citizen sister Chrystia Freeland, Bank of Canada, Federal Reserve. Because what is money? Money is to buy, sell, money is to buy, sell, money is to buy, sell. So create the UE, public-private partnership. Set all interest, maximum interest of 10% on all loans, business loans, private loans, corporate loans. So do a financial reset, all the public and the private debt. And with all that money, that will be the debt, will finance, will be the initial money supply. And then get rid of all the debt, all the interest, 10%, and convert the debt, DRT, debt refusion theory. So this theory to be applied. This is what is going to save us from financial Armageddon. This paradoxically, being an aspie obsessed about the studies of civilizations and geopolitics and everything that's happening now geopolitically, east, west, north, south, you know, is the only theory which will make us to function and be reborn, and of course make to rebuild North American complex, and we can finance the double trouble dancing goddess army, the dragon army, and to get us to finance the rebuilding of the infrastructure of North America. The rebuilding of the infrastructure of North America, the bridges, all the bridges, the potholes, all the bridges, all the potholes, and to get us a restart. We can finance, and put the DRT theory, the debt refusion theory, and create what I call the UE, universal exchange. And it is the only way, brothers and sisters, it is the only way for us to break the impasse and move forward. Just in time, it says on that, see, by providence. So the DRT I present to you just in time. The DRT theory I present to you just in time. The DRT theory I present to you just in time. He said on the trucker, go truckers, and they're transporting some goods. So that's what he said on it. Just in time. So my theory is just in time to save us from financial Armageddon, and you know, we gotta reconcile our differences in a peaceful way. And yes, I got aggression myself, but I channel it. Super important to channel it to work out, train, exercise, and to work out, to train and exercise, and to train and to exercise and to work out. Super important to work out, to train, to exercise 24/7. You know, we liberate new forces. We try to get going with X, with Y, and you know, with all the suffering I've done, I think this is my gift to the world, the DRT, which I firmly believe in, the DRT theory for the creation of the UE. The universal exchange is going to be based on the US dollar, and there's no other way around what's happening now with increasing public and private debt, bankruptcies, and potential for financial collapse, not just Canadian, local, but even global, international, worldwide. The DRT for the creation of the UE. I say it with almost passion, my brothers and sisters. There's no other way around what's happening now, where we're heading. The majority of us citizens, myself included, 10,500, and then we can finance people to get fit, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Google. We can mass finance citizens' fitness, right? That's why I gotta get fit. Let's go, public-private partnership, create the UE, support the DRT, debt refusion theory, and let's go for the mass financing of citizens. Incentivize citizens to work out, to do volunteering, to do some cooking, to do some cleaning, to do some push-ups. Let's go NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, MLB, Facebook, Instagram, public-private partnership. You know, people gotta get healthy. It's my fitness, my joy. It's physical activity, and I like it when I sweat. Already sweating a little bit. I got this sun here. Sun's strong today. Sun is strong today. The sun is strong today. So always gotta get when I get fit. Can continue to get fitter every day. My fitness journey always starts today. That's my motto. That's my attitude that I take. You know, I always say, my fitness journey is yours. Can start today now. You know, my fitness journey begins today now. Your fitness journey can commence right now. That's the attitude I say. Is I come here to my old neighborhood, and you know, I just don't remember much. I remember moving and being depressed, suicidal, going Canada coast to coast, getting out of depression, being suicidal, reading, studying, and just started doing fitness journey, working out. Training and exercising, working out, training and exercising, working out, training and exercising, and See my Pope the King the Sun, and from my father, great grandfather, Crawley, got the greatest book of poetry. That book of the law, you know. And I'm a wannabe Thelemite, I'm a wannabe Thelemite. I'm a mystic, believe in reincarnation, but I don't know all the spiritual questions. So many things I got questions. I know the sun is my Pope the King, and being here, and now I keep it a rainbow dragon, androgynous pansexual. Got to get that rock and roll for the butchers, for the farmers, truckers, bakers, Nova Scotia. Always thinking about my fellows, nurses, and those involved in the production of food and the distribution of food, you know. It's always a work in progress, and the things that we do, and the things, of course, we want to do, because I do want to do. I want to do more. I want to do more rock and roll. I want to do more marches. I want to do more push-ups. I want to see my DRT implemented, my death refusion theory implemented. As, of course, being on the run, on the go, and on the one. We got to get that DRT, and we got to get for the X, for the Y's, for the Z, for the Y's, and for the Y's, and for the Z. And I think I see an orange there, but I'm not sure if I saw an orange. Maybe. Did I see an orange there? Maybe I saw an orange. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I saw an orange. Maybe not, maybe. I'm going to be able to pass there. Did I see an orange there? That's a big orange, man. There's no food waste. So I found an orange. Found an orange. Gotta clean my hands though. Gotta go to that and clean my hands. Found an orange. And no food waste. It was World War III scenarios, man. This is not a drill, maybe, you know. NATO started the biggest war drills, and we gotta get that drill, but now I gotta disinfect it. You know, so I'm coming here, I'm gonna put it in the pocket. I found it on the ground, but I don't know who touched it, so you gotta find an orange, and I smell it, inspect it, and do like it's, you know, like it's a nuclear war scenario, nuclear war scenario, put it in the pocket. Whether we like it or not, we got nukes, you know, whether we like it or not, we got nukes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my obsession, disinfect the hands, because who knows who touched it. And, it's cold, but it's effective. Let's go. Rub. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and add 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. We got that disinfected. We got that disinfected. Now we can put it back. I gotta get a little bit of refill when I get back, but see, I got it there. So open carry the disinfectant, and as I open carry that disinfectant, and now we're gonna go to the back and see how much snow it is there. But gotta put a little bit of that in the backpack, maybe, because it's getting a little bit hot. It's actually hotter than I was expecting, and you know, it's hotter than I was expecting. It's hotter than I was expecting, and sometimes we're gonna get drilled, and gonna get that X, gonna get that Y, and we're gonna get for that DRT, we're gonna get for that solutions, and this with solutions gonna focus on freedom. It says freedom on that. Yeah, freedom is a double-edged sword. Yes, freedom got to be ensured, secure, but I admit that with my tiny hands, tiny feet, tiny little androgynous scar-clad dig, while fighting for freedom, I'm not ready yet. It's a work in progress, you know. Very few of us are. Freedom got to be ensured. It's got to be defined. It's something new, you know. Freedom is new, you know. It's new for us. Our ancestors didn't really have it, and kind of something it's a work in progress. Public-private partnership, you know. Thank you, garbage collectors, and thank you, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. Civilization is a privilege. We gotta ensure secure freedom, I guess. And you see, wow, I didn't expect it to be so much snow here. I really didn't expect so much snow. Usually I cross this easy. Oh no, by the side I can cross, but now thinking about Nova Scotia, what they're doing there, you know, with the snow removal operations, and gonna have to circumvent it. But usually during spring, summer, autumn, it's easy to cross here. There's no big piles, but these were big piles of snow were put there with the snow removal, and it's gotta be careful because it's slippery. But there's a pathway by the side. I see it. Somebody had already made a path, so I don't have to cross that. See here. So Gonna take this path here. Somebody has traversed this path here before yours truly, so gonna get it for here and be grateful, thankful. So I go now for my old neighborhood here and go. I've gotta be careful so I don't slip and fall. I really gotta go slow. Hey, there's rabbit poop. Yeah, there's rabbits here, I know. There's rabbit poop. Looks like chocolate beans. Looks like chocolate beans. So much rabbit poop. Looks like chocolate beans. Oh, this is gonna be a little bit of danger, so I gotta go slow. It's gonna be dangerous. I gotta go slow. I gotta be careful here. Very careful, very careful, very careful, very careful. Rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll. One step in front of the other, and we go. Wait. I'm gonna strategize. There's a rock. What I do? And there's a rock. Wait a minute. This is very dangerous. Not very, but quite enough. And I slipped a few times. I didn't fall yet, so I don't want to fall. But so I'm gonna put my hand here, and then we made it. Ah, that was good. That was good. I thought I was gonna have to go back, but I don't want to touch the truck, because it's already. I see it's already been some graffiti on it, so I don't want to lean on the truck, Sorry, I made it. Oh yeah, that's a skating rink right there. So here we're gonna go by the side and be careful so I don't touch the car. And we made it by the sides. There we go. Oh yeah. And right there we're gonna put my red. We're gonna take something off because it's getting hotter. So we're gonna take something off right there. Look at those trains. Thank you, train conductors. Thank you, train conductors. Thank you, train conductors. Gotta tighten my belt a bit as well because I filled those pants down as I was trying to cross. I felt the pants were down, so my belt sometimes is not too tight. Even I didn't tighten it again. Gonna tighten it now. It's good. Tighten the belt also literally can be a symbol for English. And so what I'm gonna do? Oh yeah, it's getting hot, so I don't need this red. Actually, I'm gonna take off the red. It's a little pit stop. Just oh yeah, much better. Actually, I can take both back. I can actually put both back. I don't need both. I don't need the red and I don't need this one. Auctioning these for $1 million, give half to my anonymous sister. Auctioning these for $1 million, give half to my anonymous sister. Auctioning these for $1 million, we'll give half to my anonymous sister friend. Anybody want to finance? PayPal, North America, any videos for your choosing, for whatever you want, for yours truly is open for business if you want to finance videos on a topic, on whatever the case may be, on might be rejected, you can apply, and for your family, for your name, for the sports, women's sports leagues, my LGBTQ family, and for world peace, for the environment, for whatever you want, we can do business. I can do a 3-hour video dedicated marching, maybe silent, or with rock and roll, or with comedy, or just freestyle rapping, whatever the case may be. And send some LOV. And, put the back. And then we continue marching here. What time is it now? Just want to take a picture. 1 minute to 3. 1 minute to 3. We're gonna put the backpack on now. It's heavier. We're gonna switch to that French Because we in La Belle Province gotta be patient. Is it 3 o'clock yet? Maybe. And that's CN there, so saluting the train conductor. See those trains? They look like they got grain, so gotta salute the train conductors. You know, gotta get 3 o'clock exactly, 3 o'clock exactly, 3 o'clock. Train conductor salute. Bonjour le français, bienvenue aujourd'hui la deuxième marche sur le gros soleil de février. On marche pour la Nouvelle Ecosse, québécoise, votre dragon arc-en-ciel. Vous encourage à faire de l'entraînement physique. L'entraînement physique a été sur ma médecine et thérapie de choix. Et prendre du soleil, ça fait toujours du bien. Votre athlète avec aspi avec amnésie. Double A en parallèle, double A, il faut que je fasse attention. Parce que, je vais voir par là, il faut que je sois parallèle pour traverser. Oh, ça c'est. Ça gèle, là, fait que. Faut que j'aille avec prudence. Faut que j'aille avec prudence par là. On va voir aussi le chemin. Parce qu'ici, il y a un désarrêt, mais ah ouais, le chemin est possible. Comme ça, parallèle, puis où il y a de la boue. Eh ouais. Par ici, en parallèle, votre dragon arc-en-ciel chante pour la Nouvelle Ecosse. La caméra pointe vers l'est, maintenant vers l'est, je m'en viens de l'ouest. Et à votre cap d'acier, j'ai décidé à ne pas les amener à la retraite. Ça a été la dernière semaine, par exemple, le 9 février, gros nettoyage, puis je vais vendre, puis peut-être mettre dehors bien des choses pour l'année du dragon. Votre artiste, athlète, philosophe vous envoie l'amour, gros câlin, puis je suis content, j'ai vu les grues en action. Vous savez que je suis un fan partisan des grues et de marche, puis bien sûr de Rock&Roll. J'ai l'Asperger's, mais j'aime le Rock&Roll. 24 sur 24 pour les fermiers, aujourd'hui principalement, mais pour la Nouvelle Ecosse, nos frères et sœurs en Atlantique. Il y a eu ben de la neige, ben de la neige, ben de la neige. Ça n'a pas été comme ça depuis 2004. Peut-être même battu des records. Puis j'ai vu ce matin, vers 9h30, quand les cloches de la bourse ont sonné, j'ai vu qu'en Nouvelle-Écosse, ben, ils ont du déneigement à faire. Ça va déneiger, ça va faire le déneigement. Puis, ça va travailler fort, puis je suis en solidarité avec ces pas, chaque pas de... Ah, bah, ta cap d'acier, pour moi-même aussi, mais oui, c'est mon entraînement physique. Ça me garde en santé puis en bon espoir quand je fais l'entraînement physique, l'activité physique. Et pour la Nouvelle-Écosse, en solidarité avec des méditations, ils vont pelleter la neige, ça va pelleter fort. On vous envoie l'amour du Québec. En bon français, puis en anglais comme Céline. Vous savez, bilingue, on fait un effort. Québécois et québécoises, à l'apprentissage, vice-versa. Moi, je conseille toujours écouter 11 chansons de Céline Dion par jour en français, puis 11 chansons de Céline Dion en anglais. Ou anglais en français, puis français québécois en anglais, puis vice-versa, puis ça les deux ensemble. Dans la même chambre, puis en chambre séparée. C'est ça que je ferais. Moi, j'ai une idée, vous voyez, d'artiste pour l'apprentissage de l'anglais puis du français. Petit bilingue de chez nous, que ça fasse. En anglais, puis en français. Pour les deux, qu'on continue l'harmonie. Le bien-être et la paix en Amérique du Nord. C'est le grand compromis linguistique qu'on a fait. On continue à faire. Blablabla pour la Nouvelle-Écosse. Toujours pour ma soeur anonyme. Si je fais 1 million, je donne la moitié. Si je fais 1 milliard, je donne la moitié. Oh! Des petits excréments de lapins. Oui, il y a des lapins ici. Ça, c'est mon ancien quartier où j'habitais avant, par là. Il n'y a rien que je veux retourner en arrière. Vous savez, j'ai l'amnésie, puis je m'en souviens pas. Je m'en souviens avoir déménagé, il y a un couple d'années, il y a 7-8 ans, à une meilleure place. Il y a 6 ans, j'étais en dépression suicidaire. J'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte. On est allé à Vancouver, puis après ça, en Colombie-Britannique, puis après ça, on est allé bien sûr en Nouvelle-Écosse, à Halifax. Puis cet événement dans ma vie, ça a fait, j'ai conquis la dépression, puis le suicidaire, puis j'ai dit tellement de choses pour voir, pour faire, pour décrire des chansons rock-and-roll, pour aller dans un petit village, à Saint-Adrien, il y en a 2 au Québec, puis aller dans le nord, sud-est, ouest, puis bien sûr faire des chansons rock-and-roll, faire la composition, puis continuer bien sûr à faire, puis à me remettre en vie, à la vie. Puis je marque aussi aujourd'hui, ayant survécu, la COVID en février 2020, c'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. C'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. Puis je suis retourné en vie. Regardez ce beau champ. Hey, je remarque quelque chose de très beau ici. J'ai jamais peut-être remarqué. Puis il est 3h14 maintenant, mais regardez comment c'est beau. Un champ de... Tout ça, c'est très beau ça. Je trouve ça vraiment, vraiment, vraiment beau. Je trouve ça vraiment, vraiment, vraiment beau. C'est un champ de comme des... Wow! Je trouve ça vraiment beau. Puis là, je le remarque maintenant. Puis on dirait que je remarque toujours des affaires. Mais des fois qu'on remarque, tu sais, des fois on ne les remarque pas. Puis il faut juste regarder ouvert les yeux, mais ça fait comme que je le remarque maintenant, puis peut-être je les ai vus avant, là, 4 ans, 5 ans, 6 ans, mais je m'en souviens pas, parce que je suis passé par ici, puis c'est mon ancien quartier ici, mais il n'y a rien que je veux retourner en arrière, mais c'est mieux où j'habite maintenant. Et regardez, quand même beau, je trouve. Puis dans la nature, tu sais, il faut vivre en harmonie avec la nature et la civilisation. Puis la montagne, ben, on peut voir l'outre-monde ici. On peut voir, bien sûr. On peut voir outre-monde, on peut voir, bien sûr, comment ça s'appelle, l'oratoire d'ici. Puis bien sûr, on voit l'oratoire juste là, puis la montagne parallèlement, le Mont-Royal, bien sûr, qui est là. Puis... Ah, je me suis fait arroser, non? Non. Ça a failli me faire arroser, mais ça a passé droite. Ça s'est pas passé, mais ça a passé proche. Eh bon, je veux rien retourner en arrière. Je suis content de jouer aujourd'hui, puis je dois dire ma gratitude, super important, la gratitude. Mon loyer est payé en premier, en février, pour le mois de février. J'ai payé mon loyer. J'ai payé ma facture d'électricité. 2. J'ai du café et du thé ayant payé mon loyer. Ayant payé ma facture d'électricité. Mon loyer payé ma facture d'électricité aussi. Go Hydro-Québec, go, je viens de voir le camion, je médite. Qui est 3h16, 3h16. Hey, médite tout le travail qui a été fait de l'Hydro-Québec, puis qu'on va bâtir d'autres centrales. N'est-ce pas? On va bâtir et construire d'autres centrales, n'est-ce pas? De l'Hydro-Québec dans les 7 prochaines années, 7 autres on sera en 70 avec le nouveau complexe de la Romaine. Pour les fermiers, les infirmières, dans les garderies, les enseignants. Toujours chante. Puis je danse du rock-and-roll jusqu'aux îles de la Madeleine, puis de retour. Avec la gratitude, si vous me parlez pas d'amour, je vous entends pas, merci, bonjour. Si vous me parlez pas d'amour, je vous entends pas, merci, bonjour. Si vous me parlez pas d'amour, je vous entends pas, merci, bonjour. Carpe diem, depuis je suis mort de la... En 2020, c'était comme la mort, la pestilence, la maladie, c'était comme la maladie, la pestilence, puis la mort. C'était comme la maladie, la pestilence, puis la mort, puis... Je suis en train de renaître maintenant avec la COVID, puis... Je me réinvente, viens du chaud, puis je renais en ma renaissance avec la nôtre, la vôtre, puis pas juste le Québécois, mais le Canada à travers jusqu'au Nouvelle Ecosse, puis à l'autre bord, puis bien sûr, collectif de civilisation nord-américaine de l'Amérique du Nord. De l'Amérique du Nord. C'est bien sûr un collectif de civilisation qu'on a, puis il faut être conscient dans les trains, les chemins de fer, puis les camionneurs, le travail en construction, ceux qui produisent les aliments, puis la nourriture, parce que c'est pas toujours l'argent qui est important, mais l'argent, ça nous permet de faire des choses, de produire, d'acheter puis vendre. Puis je crois que j'ai la solution avec toutes les... Je veux juste m'assurer que je traverse en sécurité, même si on a des arrêts ici. c'est possible des fois que le frein fonctionne mal, puis qu'il pèse sur l'accélérateur à la place de peser sur le frein, tu sais. C'est les possibilités qui arrivent. Merci les ambulanciers, puis on envoie l'amour à nos ambulanciers, répondants, les first responders, in the ambulances. Il faut les saluer, tu sais, ils sont sur le chemin, puis ils font attention à nos citoyens. Puis quand je vois les ambulanciers, merci, les pompiers, merci, les services de sécurité, les camionneurs, les travailleurs de l'agriculture, ceux qui sont sur les grues, tu sais, puis il faut qu'on aide aussi de manière pratique. Moi, juste maintenant, mais j'ai juste le stress financier en ce moment. J'ai juste du stress financier, j'ai juste du stress financier en ce moment, mais quand même la gratitude, j'ai payé mon loyer, puis ma facture d'électricité, puis j'ai du café et du thé, puis je vis quand même une vie simple, là, sévère, austère. Je vais aller traverser où il y a la lumière, par exemple. Je ne veux pas changer d'idée, je ne veux pas risquer de traverser comme ça, parce que je vais faire le tour, puis aujourd'hui, je suis dans mon ancien quartier parce que j'ai un couple de piastres pour acheter des hamburgers à une pièce, pas $1, là, ça a changé de prix, là, mais c'est les hamburgers qui sont d'un bon prix quand même. Mais je sais pas si ont augmenté de prix ou non, là, mais c'est quand même, si je peux voir en spécial, c'est encore en spécial, puis on verra. Puis ça, je suis ici dans mon ancien quartier où mais des fois, je reviens pour faire les achats des commisseries, des commissions, pour acheter des épiceries, puis pour venir faire des achats, s'il y a des fois en spécial, puis les meilleurs prix à certaines places ici quand même, certaines places qui avaient un prix, mais au point de vue d'avoir déménagé, je suis mieux où j'habite maintenant, encore un sous-sol dans la grotte du dragon, mais avant où j'habitais, la grotte était plus profonde, puis il y avait beaucoup de moisissures. C'est peut-être ça qui a causé l'amnésie, parce que c'est comme un blackout, c'est comme noir, j'ai mes mémoires, moi je viens avoir déménagé, puis j'ai vécu la dépression, j'ai commencé à m'entraîner, devenir YouTuber, puis faisant mon philosophie arc-en-ciel dragon, puis je suis LGBTQ, androgène pansexuel gay, votre androgène pansexuel gay, un philosophe, artiste et athlète, androgène pansexuel gay, mais vous savez le 50-50, je danse, je chante, je rock-and-roll, puis je suis philosophe, puis je fais appel pour le soutien, pour l'implémentation de ma trinité de théorie, pour le soutien d'un partenariat public-privé pour mon rêve qui se manifeste comme le royaume de la déesse et du dragon. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon est fondamentalement un appel pour un partenariat public-privé. Puis aujourd'hui, en méditant, qu'est-ce qu'ils font le travail à Nouvelle Ecosse, bien sûr, avec le déneigement, puis il y a beaucoup de déneigement qui est en train de se faire, bien sûr, puis ils travaillent fort là-bas, puis ils sont en train, bien sûr, de pousser la neige sur le bord, puis ils vivent une situation quand même difficile, tu sais, parce que dans 3 jours, vendredi, samedi, dimanche, il y a eu beaucoup de neige, ça n'a jamais été ici, peut-être un record de tout temps, peut-être. Ça dépend, ça va tomber encore, ça va être dans le record, mais depuis 2004, en 20 ans, ça n'a pas été comme ça. Puis j'avais vu les photos, puis les petites vidéos. Aujourd'hui, j'en ai regardé 3 ce matin, puis il y avait des blocages de route, puis les maisons étaient toutes embordées de neige, puis il y avait du monde avec les pelles, puis c'était vraiment beaucoup de neige. Dédié à vous autres aujourd'hui, cette marche du Rock&Roll dans mon ancien quartier ici. Encore à Montréal, sur l'île, de Montréal, on va déménager, mais c'est ça que je compose des chansons quotidiennes de rock-and-roll, 24 pour les infirmières, les camionneurs, les bouchers dans les boucheries, les électriciens, l'Hydro-Québec, tous ceux qui font du déneigement, puis les travailleurs publics qui changent les aqueducs, les égouts, puis tout ça 24/24, les travailleurs en construction. Pour les travailleurs en construction, les camionneurs, c'est des athlètes aussi, merci pour les services. À chaque semaine, ça vient, ça ramasse les poubelles chez nous. Merci pour le ramassage des poubelles. C'est des athlètes, ça met sur les camions, ils mettent ça dans les camions, puis c'est des athlètes. Dans les camions, les gros bacs, on a besoin des nouveaux camions. Pour en Amérique du Nord, on a bien besoin, on a du travail en Amérique du Nord, hein, du renouveau de l'infrastructure, des travaux publics pour les parcs publics, il faut avoir l'investissement, puis un partenariat public-privé, mais chez nous, pour dire, tu sais, pour les saluer parce qu'ils ramassent les poubelles, ils ramassent le compostage, puis le recyclage, 3 services, juste dans mon quartier, le recyclage, le compostage, puis les poubelles. C'est quand même l'effort, tu sais, à mettre ça physique, puis c'est quand même des athlètes. Moi, quand je les vois, je dis toujours, ben, c'est comme des athlètes, puis ils font un effort, puis on a besoin des nouveaux camions. J'ai vu la situation de certains camions, on a quand même des nouveaux, mais je sais pas où ils sont construits. Je me demande toujours des questions, vous avez ces informations, mais partagez, 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 parce que je suis à l'éducation continue 24 sur 24, puis à la gratitude 24 sur 24, puis au Rock&Roll 24 sur 24, puis toujours, bien sûr, pour les petits que j'ai, puis il faut faire attention à d'autres citoyens quand ils traversent, pour pas que ça fasse le rouge, le beau rouge comme ma couleur préférée. Ouais, on attend les feux de circulation, puis merci au travail public, bien sûr, pour avoir mis ces feux de circulation ici, puis pour, bien sûr, avoir mis les feux, ça faire avec l'électricité de l'Hydro-Québec, puis... Oh, merci! Thank you! Je vais aller vers le soleil, puis... Citoyen m'a donné priorité, j'ai entendu, vous lui donner priorité, puis je m'a fait un beau sourire, fait que c'est toujours bien. Give me a good smile, the citizen there with a good smile, and give me a good priority, and... You know, kind of get sometimes, I'm also moody, but then when I work out, I'm grateful. And we got to get that gratitude 24/7, you know, it's not easy. And tough times, I've been depressed and suicidal. J'ai été en dépression puis suicidaire. Puis qu'est-ce qui m'a fait sortir de la dépression? C'est exactement il y a 6 ans, le chiffre avant le 7, quand j'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte. Ayant traversé le Canada de côte à côte, j'ai sorti de la dépression. J'ai dit, je suis plus suicidaire. J'ai sorti de la dépression. J'ai dit, bien là, j'ai sorti de la dépression, je suis plus suicidaire. Mais c'était en traversant le Canada. En traversant le Canada, j'étais en dépression puis suicidaire. Puis bien sûr, ayant sorti de la dépression. Par ce événement dans ma vie, quand j'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte. Ayant traversé le Canada de côte à côte, de l'ouest à l'est, par là-bas, c'est l'ouest, le soleil se couche à l'ouest. Puis quand j'ai traversé l'autre bord, vers l'est, puis là, 6 ans. Ça, j'ai dit ce jour, cet événement-là, en 6 ans exactement, un petit peu plus, 6 ans et 3 mois, j'ai sorti de la dépression, j'ai dit, calvaire, tellement de choses pour vivre que je fasse, j'écris des choses rock&roll, des livres d'enfants, j'en ai déjà écrit, je n'ai pas $, pour le publier, là, $500, mais que ce soit whatever, fait que, ici, bien sûr, je suis juste venu voir ici, parce que je veux voir les... ici, je suis venu voir les montagnes de neige, admirer les montagnes de neige, parce que en Nouvelle Ecosse, bien sûr, ils sont en train de faire avec de la neige. Fait qu'ici, on va pouvoir juste les voir un peu ici, les montagnes de neige. Puis, il y a quelqu'un qui a monté. Anyways, il y a 6 ans, j'avais fait une marche, un événement, je disais, c'était de la marche aussi, j'en ai fait, mais j'ai traversé avec l'autobus, avec ma soeur anonyme, puis ça a pris 3 jours et demi pour traverser de Montréal jusqu'en Colombie-Britannique. 3 jours et demi. C'était wouh! Puis après ça, 25 heures, plus qu'un jour, c'était 25 heures. Après le chiffre 24, c'est 25, ça. Un jour et 1 heure pour aller de Montréal à Halifax. Fait que c'est là que j'ai sorti de la dépression, cet événement-là. Ça m'a comme sorti de la dépression. J'ai dit tellement de choses que je dois vivre, que je dois vivre, que je dois vivre, que je dois faire de l'expérience. Puis ça m'a fait sortir de la dépression, cet événement-là. Puis c'est depuis ce temps-là que j'ai beaucoup de gratitude. Puis pour chaque jour. Puis j'ai survécu la COVID aussi. Donc c'est ça que ça a fait. Puis ici, je cherche place pour faire de l'entraînement physique, mais on se va aller quelque part dans le soleil, puis faire un couple de pompes. Aller dans le parking aussi, je suis dans le parking, mais anyways. Puis, encore une fois, je vous encourage à faire l'entraînement physique. L'entraînement physique a été selon ma médecine et thérapie de choix, puis c'est l'entraînement 24 sur 24, puis la gratitude. C'est super important, la gratitude pour moi-même, puis avoir la gratitude dans toutes les choses qu'on vit. Puis je viens de voir ici les vues de montagne ici. Vous avez vu ça? Et les montagnes. Montagnes de neige. C'est ça que je suis venu voir. Je vais faire un peu les montagnes de neige, puis prendre un couple de photos. Mais les photos, je vais en faire. Je vais aller par là prendre des photos. Juste les prendre en photo ici. Les montagnes de neige. Ça fasse. Vous voyez ça? Mais ils sont quand même sales, mais c'est ça que maintenant ils ont beaucoup de neige. On n'a pas eu beaucoup de neige, je trouve. On a eu deux, trois fois la neige, mais après ça, on n'a pas eu trop. Comme ça. Wow. Puis la neige, bien sûr, qu'ils l'ont mis ici, c'est la neige qu'ils ont fait le ramassage ici. Ouais. C'est quand même des travaux publics, mais là, ils sont en train de faire du pro-ramassage en Nouvelle Ecosse, puis je les salue, je les encourage, puis bien sûr, je suis en solidarité, puis la méditation, combien que ça pèle en ce moment, puis let's go, 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 puis j'aurais aimé ça être là, tu sais, on a besoin de Canada de côte à côte, une nouvelle institution, l'armée du dragon, envoyer soutenir mon initiative de partenariat public-privé pour pouvoir y aller dans des crises comme ça, tu sais, comme avec le feu et tout ça, puis on a besoin du financement, on a besoin de nouvelles institutions. Avec toutes les fautes que j'ai, je présente des nouvelles idées, puis des nouveaux principes, puis avec de l'énergie quand même, des idées nouvelles, puis fondamentalement, qu'est-ce que je fais appel, c'est un partenariat public-privé, fondamentalement. Regardez ça ici, ça c'est quand même la neige, puis c'est quand même des grosses montagnes de neige, je trouve, hein? Mais, ouais. Je suis venu ici pour voir des montagnes de neige, puis fait qu'ils les ont mis ici. Anyways, c'est ça que je fais appel, puis ça je vais continuer de faire l'appel, puis là je vais aller encore vers le soleil, puis un peu. Hey, regardez les oiseaux en haut! Une autre chanson avec du ciment puis du béton. Travailleurs en construction sur les grues, ouais en haut. Sur les grues, ça prend du ciment et du métal et de l'acier. S'il vous plaît, Céline, donnez à la charité. Je vous aime bien, vous savez. Avec des chansons pour les fermiers. Avec de la danse, puis de la comédie de Montréal. Faut que ça fasse et ça monte pour le miel et le fromage. Un autre bec, une autre danse, un autre câlin, puis là, chatouille. Et ça descend, puis ça monte par l'ouest, puis par l'est. Et par le nord, puis par le sud. La Nouvelle Ecosse, c'est par l'est. Colombie-Britannique, c'est par l'ouest. L'est à l'ouest ou nord-sud. Maintenant, je m'en vais, mais pas vers le nord. Les points du nord-sud, en haut puis en bas, un cercle comme ci, comme ça. Et ça fasse, puis ça monte. Et regarde, ben la neige, des admirations, ça monte jusqu'en haut. On fasse du bon soleil. Faut que ça pique, faut que ça pique. Pas les abeilles sont en train de faire sommeil. Les abeilles du sommeil, ils sortent le printemps. Hey, février s'en vient en mars. Regarde-moi comme ci, comme ça. Regarde-moi comme ci par là. Regarde-moi comme ci, vas-y. Et par le gauche, par la droite, par en haut, puis par en bas. Ça fasse de l'entraînement physique. Il faut que je fasse attention. Parce que ça glisse. Faut que je fasse attention. Parce que ça glisse. Ça glisse pour de vrai, hein, le bord là-bas, c'est glissant, ça glisse, ça glisse, ça glisse. Puis il faut que je fasse moi aussi attention parce que ça glisse. Il faut pas que je tombe. Et donc, on va faire, puis on va aller acheter les produits, on va aller faire l'achat des biens que je suis venu. C'est pour ça que je suis venu dans mon ancien quartier, parce que les cadres, c'est pour des hamburgers. Mais on va acheter des hamburgers. Il faut que j'aille commander des hamburgers. Merci pour les patates en Nouvelle Ecosse. On vous aime, on vous envoie l'amour, solidarité citoyenne, votre artiste athlète. Philosophe qui danse à la marche à bas de Cap d'Acier. J'ai décidé pour les garder encore une semaine, that's it, that's all. Vendredi, mais je les mets à la retraite, puis Je vends bien sûr les jeans, les bas, bien sûr les souliers que je porte. Tout ce que je porte, ben, la casquette, mais 49ers, mes 49ers s'en vont à leur Super Bowl. C'est quand même exceptionnel. Puis je trouve, je sais pas s'ils vont gagner bien sûr, mais ils se sont rendus loin. Puis Purdy, ben, c'est un quart arrière bien sûr qui est parti de tout bas, hein, tout bas. C'était le dernier, ça s'appelle. Il y a une tradition, tu sais, avec la Ligue nationale de football. Ils vont, c'est Monsieur Irrelevant, Mr. Irrelevant qu'ils disent en anglais, mais ça veut dire qu'il n'y a pas, par rapport, mais c'est comme, c'est ça la tradition quand le dernier qui est repêché au repêchage était repêché en dernier, la dernière ronde, et tout dernier, le 262e, je pense, 262, imaginez-vous ça. Puis là, il a amené les 49ers en finale. Tu sais, c'est quand même une histoire écœurante, tu sais, d'en bas, jusqu'à pouvoir faire ça. Là, puis peut-être qu'il va gagner, je veux dire qu'il va gagner, mais tu sais, c'est sûr que le football, tu sais, c'est pas facile. Des fois, c'est par 3 points, des fois, c'est 1 point. Des fois, c'est 2 points, des fois, c'est 7 points, des fois, c'est 44 points, mais c'est sûr que ça dépend. C'est pas toujours, c'est un sport difficile, physique, puis il y a deux bonnes équipes, tu sais, il y a deux bons quarts arrière, puis il y a une bonne défense, il y a une bonne défense aussi avec une bonne offense, puis des fois, ça prend un peu des deux, puis là, ça dépend, on va voir, j'espère, parce que c'est comme le underdog qu'on appelle, là, puis ça va pouvoir faire un bon partenariat, sinon pour les carrières qui est parti de tout en bas, puis pour aller pour faire, puis pour gagner la top, hein? Pour gagner le top, parce que le Super Bowl, c'est l'anneau du Super Bowl là, que le monde veut, c'est dans le monde du football, que moi j'aime le sport, tu sais, j'étais un fanatique des sports, le hockey, de l'entraînement physique en général, là, puis du hockey, puis bien sûr de tous les autres sports, mais de la danse c'est mon sport préféré, puis bien sûr je suis un 49ers, ça fait longtemps, Canadien de Montréal aussi, mais les sports féminins, j'adore ça, le hockey féminin, mais c'est quand même fort, puis ça joue fort, puis ça joue bien, puis ça joue super. Je trouve qu'ils ont fait un bon jeu, puis bien sûr ils ont fait un bon jeu, puis ils vont pouvoir faire un bon jeu, continuer, puis et voilà, ça pourrait monter par en haut ici aussi, mais on va pas monter, on va aller voir puis acheter les hamburgers ici. Oh, quelqu'un qui va ils vont nourrir. Vous allez nourrir. Qu'est-ce que vous êtes en train de nourrir, vous autres ici? Vous donnez de la nourriture pour non, vous les pour les bêtes, pour la bête. Et ils ont plein à manger. Hein. Ils ont beaucoup à manger. Je vois qu'ils ont bien des choses à manger qu'ils mangent ici. Et ils sont bien nourris. Hein. Ils sont bien nourris. Wow, ils ont du poulet, pas du poulet, mais pas du pain. Puis ils ont bien des choses pour se nourrir ici. Qui se nourrissent. Wow, c'est quoi ça? Wow, c'est quoi cette affaire-là? C'est de la nourriture là, qu'ils ont mis pour bien sûr là, que ça fasse pour le pain. Ils leur donnaient du pain, un gros pain, puis ils ont donné du gros pain, un gros pain. Du pain. On donnait du pain. Un pain, du pain. Un pain, deux pains, du pain. Plus de pain, pas de pain, moins de pain. Du fromage. Pas de pain, du fromage, cheese, bagels. Et quelle heure qu'il est? C'est l'heure de continuer la route. It's time to continue the march. Ils sont bien nourris. Ils sont bien nourris, les animaux. Now they're well dressed. And they're gonna go up. And we continue from my old neighborhood to back home. Gotta get some delivery, got those burgers, and I gotta be complaining a bit because they took off the 2 for 5. The 2 for 5, but the worker was kind enough to let me, of course, give me some, well, it was special that they got, so it was whatever cheeseburgers and hamburgers, and we got those hamburgers, so I'm grateful. Thank you, farmers, butchers. But all the specials, the 2 for 5 hamburgers, which I got last month, just last month, they were no longer, and the only specials that were available was the high, so I gotta get it off for the fast food, you know, because I'm making some record profits, so I gotta complain. Je dois bitcher un peu comme on dit à mon Québécois, je suis allé un peu parce que qu'est-ce que je voulais acheter, parce que je l'ai acheté un couple de mois, c'était les hamburgers à 2 pour 5, 2 pour 5, 2 pour 5. Fait qu'il n'y avait pas de 2 pour 5. Il n'avait pas de 2 pour 5. Il n'avait plus, c'est fini ce spécial-là. Il n'y avait même pas aucun spécial. Les 2 pour 6. Fait que la meilleure affaire que j'ai faite, c'était comme pour avoir les trios doubles là, avec des frites et tout. Mais ça, c'était la meilleure affaire que j'ai pu avoir. Mais avec 2 hamburgers puis des frites, je trouve que c'est quand même un bon spécial. Mais c'était pas juste les hamburgers. Fait qu'avec ça, j'avais pris avec les frites. Fait ça a fait quand même que la meilleure chose que j'ai pu acheter. Puis je m'en vais livrer à ma soeur anonyme. Puis on va voir un peu. J'ai pris pour elle son root beer. Puis moi, j'ai pris mon. Je vous dis pas c'est quoi, mais. Anyways, on va faire la livraison. We're gonna do that delivery. I'm still grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. J'ai encore la gratitude pour ça. Puis right now, going from my neighborhood, right here, you know, my old neighborhood, and staying to the right because you see it's very narrow here. Je dois garder ma droite parce que c'est quand même très profond, puis je sais pas si je vais filmer beaucoup, ben, parce que bien sûr, j'ai ça dans les mains, puis il va falloir pas que je fasse attention aux autres aussi. I gotta be careful for the others, but thank you to all those delivering food now. Thank you all those delivering food now. Merci à tous ceux qui font la livraison maintenant, ils font la livraison, ben, bien sûr, all those who do that food delivery, qui font la livraison de la nourriture, doing that food delivery, and you know, we got to be that grateful, and we got to thank the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses. Puis on remercie les fermiers, tous ceux qui font la production alimentaire, and we got to stay to the right. Now we got to go drilling, and all those for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and grocery store clerks. We got to stay to the right, and Gotta get it for the zigzag, gotta get it for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and the grocery store clerks. Hey, what up? What time it is? Time for me to head back to my underground dragon's lair. C'est le temps que je retourne chez nous dans la grotte in the dragon's lair. Time for me to head back and gotta get that hunger and try to eliminate food waste. Super important for le gaspillage alimentaire. Try not to fool. We try to do better, you know, and try to do better myself. 24/7 as I rock and roll for the butchers, bakers. Something I never did today. Going with these in my hand, que je fasse avec ceux-là dans mes mains, puis with a soft drink because they were given, so I don't want to say no, je vais pas voulu dire non, mais ça sera quand même donné, fait que, mais je vais pas, I'm not gonna film on the way, I'm gonna just put this back and you get the idea. That of course I got these in my hand, left hand, right hand, my work tool laptop in my right hand, mon ordinateur portable dans ma main droite, avec celui-là dans la main, on my left, got these. Dans la main gauche, il va falloir que je switch, I gotta switch a little bit. Let's switch a rule right here in the sun. From sun to sun, on va faire le changement, ben, du soleil à soleil. Whoop. See? Gotta switch the hands, computer and drink gotta be. Now that's what they're doing in Nova Scotia. Switching left to right. Ils changent de la gauche à droite. C'est ça qu'ils font en Nouvelle Ecosse. They're getting it for the drill and super important thinking about in Nova Scotia now. Ben, pensez bien sûr à la Nouvelle Ecosse avec la gratitude and try to spill as less as I can of these and try not to spill these by the time I get back. And this is gonna be a 3-hour video. We're gonna see if I can do it. This is a $1 million video right here, but $1 million video, made $1 million. Are we going in the sun, towards the sun that is? Here's my own neighborhood. We're gonna have to switch that hand again. Right here in the park from my old neighborhood going back. I gotta be careful now so that I don't slip. It's quite icy. So where are we gonna do this? Right here. From my old neighborhood, made to put to the back and get it for the drill. And gotta get it all the way back. Gotta switcheroo, put those gloves on and put it in switch it. Left hand, right hand, and drill it back. Drill it back to my neighborhood on centre de retour, mais fasse attention, pas que ça glisse. There it go. From my old neighborhood back, gotta put those gloves though, eh? So let's see, je dois mettre les gants. Park Rosemary Brown. Rosemary Brown Park. If you want to know where yours truly is now, marching south. Marche, sud, sud, sud. And I gotta go do it in the sun, you know, I gotta get a little bit of, I got a little bit of sunshine, but you know what? Gonna do it right here at the corner. Gotta switch. It's a bit chilly, so I do gotta switch the hand. And oh, I see a bench there. Bench is perfect. Yours truly for Nova Scotia, pour la Nouvelle Ecosse. See, this is a one-time you see here rock-and-roll event here. This is the best YouTube video nobody sees, but I got it there, proof of work. Fais du travail sur le YouTube, YouTuber, artist, athlete, philosopher, YouTuber, and artist and athlete, philosopher, artiste, athlète, YouTuber, a YouTube, YouTuber, right here, and here we are. Gonna put some gloves, put this down, and I'm not gonna drink until I get back, but I'm gonna get that hydrate. Super important to hydrate a bit, so I will hydrate a bit with some water. I'm gonna stretch a little bit here and thinking about Nova Scotia while doing a little bit of water drinking. Penser à la Nouvelle Ecosse, en faisant un peu de boire de l'eau un peu, get a little bit of water. Super important to stay hydrated. Hydrate. Hydrate! 710 milliliters, let's go. $710 milliliters of water drank, 710 milliliters of water drank fully drank 710 milliliters, 710 milliliters d'eau bu, j'ai bu l'eau. I drank that water, 710 milliliters, 710 milliliters. D'eau toute bu, all drank fully the water. Just gonna try to put this in the right there on the side and that on the side, and then we can rock and roll again. I just want to make sure the bag's secure, and gonna get that secured and get that drill. And oh, that's the bill. Is that the bill? That's the bill. Let's see. That's another bill. Super important. Be grateful, put it on the back, and here we go. Now we got hamburgers for movie night. Now we got hamburgers for movie night and fries. We got hamburgers and fries and pogos for movie night or nothing. Hamburger puis des frites. Des hamburgers puis des frites pour le film. We got hamburgers and fries on des hamburgers pour la soirée de mardi du cinéma avec ma sœur anonyme, anonymous Mr. Friend. Greatest woman I know. Ready? Let's go. Which hand? Left or right? Doesn't matter, we can switch it. On peut changer la droite ou la gauche. And, here we go. Pow! Let's go. On the side so we don't slip and fall. From my old neighborhood, getting back south. All the way. De mon quartier jusqu'à chez nous. All the way back. All the way back to my headquarters now. Jusqu'à chez nous. Grateful, thankful. Rent paid, electricity bills paid. I still gotta turn my head left to right. Because it's a danger corner here. Je dois tourner ma tête de gauche à droite. Puis être patient, même s'il y a un arrêt sur tous les côtés. L'est, nord, sud. Des fois, le frein ne fonctionne pas. Puis le citoyen conducteur, mais c'est possible qu'il pèse sur l'accélérateur à la place de peser sur le frein. C'est des possibilités qui peuvent se produire. Possibilities that a citizen driver presses the accelerator instead of the brake, so gotta be mindful of that. Il faut qu'on se fasse ça. Puis j'ai deux. I got drinks. Marching back on these steel toes. This is an event here. Gotta watch it, and I'm curious if I'm gonna be able to go without spilling any one of them. And I think they're pretty secure, and it's pretty secure, the system, with this little holder, cup holder, qui tient le coupe. C'est quand même solide, même si it's not that solid, but yet paradoxically I think it holds, because it's supposed to hold in the cars when you put it right in the cars, right? It's made for cars, right? C'est fait pour les automobiles, fait que moi c'est comme si je conduis, genre, mais je conduis mes bottes à cap d'acier. I'm driving my steel toes, so in a way it is like that, but in many ways it's also not really, but it also is. So we gotta get left, right, switch, and gotta be mindful that got both hands drilled up. And seeing the shade, it's a bit chilly. Dans l'ombre, il fait quand même un peu frais. Puis maybe next pit stop, I'm just gonna put my hat, Raiders hat on with 49ers, and let's go party, and please give to charity athletes, support the DJ Dancing Goddess Army. S'il vous plaît, les athlètes millionnaires, ben, dans la ligue, je tenais mon rêve pour l'armée de la déesse qui danse, en pensant aujourd'hui à la Nouvelle Ecosse. How much snow now is being cleared since I started this vlog video marching workout, my work here with the laptop in Montreal, thinking about Nova Scotians and how much they're doing now on the roads, clearing all those roads of the snow, and all the operations ongoing now, of course, in Nova Scotia, and being mindful of that and thinking about them, and en pensant à la Nouvelle Ecosse, bien sûr, puis ils sont en train, bien sûr, de faire du nettoyage, puis oh, there's the Hydro-Québec truck. It's gonna maybe pass by there, puis say hello, gratitude. Why, this is a one-way, see? This is a one-way, this is a one-way, so I gotta turn my head left and right, and as I cross the street there, and as I cross the street, we gotta be grateful, you know, for Hydro-Québec. I always smile when I see that truck, and c'est toujours ça quand je vois le truck, puis bien sûr, I always gotta be that mindful when I cross and to the other street. I gotta get it out of the way as I did for my fellow citizen there, because he's always looking at the phone, mais citoyen qui vient de passer, regarder le téléphone, puis moi aussi, il faut que je garde la droite. Merci Hydro-Québec, on vous aime puis on vous apprécie pour votre service. Puis
Merci, c'est apprécié.
on va vous souhaiter une bonne journée avec du rock&roll.
Merci.
Ciao, ciao. On va bâtir 7 autres centrales dans les 7 prochaines années. Ah ouais, dis oui s'il te plaît. Ah, jusqu'à 70. Ciao, ciao, ciao. See here they have a stop, and I stopped, I looked, and he waved at me, and il a salué, puis il a dit bonjour, puis il a passé, mais des fois, tu sais, il n'y a pas d'arrêt à tous les bords, fait qu'il faut faire attention, you gotta do a lot. So the Hydro-Québec worker just came out, and I got out of his way, but I was waiting for him to come, and he saw me, and I said thank you, and let's build some more dams, get us more 7, get us to 70, you know, in the coming 7 years. And he joked, he said maybe not 1 every year. I said come on, say yes, say yes, say yes. Okay, they're hard to build, eh? They're not easy to build. 1 every year, that would be a lot of work, a lot of financing, but I'm sure, have faith in the Quebecois, my family here. Sometimes we are not perfect, dysfunctional, but I have, of course, faith that we can build more dams and can get more security with North America. We gotta get that coast to coast. We gotta get that coast to coast, and of course, gotta get coast to coast. Faut qu'on fasse de côte à côte, de côte à côte, puis bien sûr, on bâtit plus de centrales, puis ça fasse les nouveaux, puis il faut apprécier ce travail-là, parce que c'est pour ça moi-même je fais de l'énergie, de l'électricité, puis j'ai payé mon loyer en février avec l'électricité de Hydro-Québec aussi. I paid my rent, paid the bill for Hydro-Québec, and of course, we gotta build more dams to get more energy security. And you know, we got that issues now. We got some issues with the grid, you know, it's possible, and of course that we gotta secure it more. C'est possible, en Amérique du Nord, qu'on doit plus baser aussi pour la sécurité aussi de l'énergie aussi, parce que faut qu'on voie ça de côte à côte. Puis bien sûr que l'Hydro-Québec, l'énergie s'en va jusqu'au Manhattan à New York. The electricity goes all the way to Manhattan in New York, to Manhattan in New York, all the way to Manhattan in New York. It goes all the way in Manhattan in New York. It goes all the way in Manhattan in New York. It goes all the way in Manhattan in New York. It goes all the way in Manhattan in New York. So those on the Wall Street, eh? Ça va jusqu'à la bourse, jusqu'à Manhattan, l'île de Manhattan, ça va loin, là. 5, 6 États maintenant, je pense. L'Hydro-Québec, ça va l'énergie de l'Hydro-Québec, ça va jusqu'aux États-Unis. 5 États, je suis sûr, mais même 6, je pense. Fait jusqu'au New York, jusqu'au 20%, ben 25 ou 20% de l'île de Manhattan, c'est l'électricité de l'Hydro-Québec. So 20% of hydroelectric is going to all the way to Manhattan. So think about that. I always rock and roll for Hydro-Québec 24/7 pour l'Hydro-Québec, you know, qui construisent, bâtissent d'autres centrales. I want to see more dams, and this island is all I know, man. This island is all I know. C'est l'île de Montréal, c'est tout ce que je connais, you know. Je me réveille, puis amnésie, puis amnésie. Survive COVID, survécu la COVID, and sun shining. We need to get that solar on that water to get to go Nova Scotia, go. Le soleil puis l'eau, ça va ensemble. Il faut aller puis faire l'encouragement, you know. And I get the sun and the water. I like fire and water. We gotta go work together in harmony, just like the French and the English. Especially when we play hockey, go halves and we win some more hockey cups. Je me suis quand on gagne plus de coupes d'hockey, le français puis l'anglais bien sûr, puis il faut faire plus attention, puis je On peut travailler ensemble, anglais et français, pas de problème, no problem. North American Civilisation, Collective Peace and Strength, la paix puis la force pour le collectif de civilisation nord-américaine. Sometimes we gotta just use some humor, you know. Des fois, il faut qu'on utilise aussi la comédie. You know, civilization is a privilege. La civilisation, c'est un privilège. You know, got the walk here. I go and walk on the trottoir, like we call it in French. I gotta get a, walk on. You know, this is pavement, paved roads, and electricity, all this we take, you know. Gotta be mindful 24/7. The trottoir, the pavement, you know, it's public works. Who build it? C'est des travaux publics, bien sûr, qui le construisent. Bâti that building. Watch, there's some ice there. See, they did the snow removal ops, and I'm grateful for it. I just gotta look for some black ice here. La glace noire, puis faut que je traverse tranquillement. I gotta traverse a little bit on the easy. You know, I gotta go get to the park, and I forgot to put those gloves on, so I'm gonna do it ASAP. J'ai oublié de mettre les gants, puis commence à avoir fret au petit doigt un peu. Because je suis dans l'ombre, I'm in the shade, so I'm starting to feel a little bit of the cold on those thumbs, but I didn't slip with this yet, so I'm good to go. J'ai pas encore tombé, fait que ça va bien pour y aller, mais it's quite a feature, I gotta say. And there's that park, so we're gonna reach there in time, but if not, I can always stop here best. De toute manière, sinon je peux m'arrêter bien sûr ici, puis faire une pause, puis donc il n'y a pas de gars qui tombe. It's quite a feature. Like I'm doing a little bit of a first time, première fois. So on the second day of marching for that Nova Scotia, how much snow has been removed today? Combien de neige, centimètres, pouces ou livres, tonnes, il a été déneigé depuis ce matin? Je me suis réveillé, il était quoi, 8 heures? Checké mon email, courrier, pris ma douche, bu du café, envoyé, j'ai checké pour les affaires, puis rien de nouveau, rien de spécial. Check for the business, nothing special, nothing in. Gonna get that drill. And there's the bench, I see the bench. I'm gonna get to that bench. Je vais aller pour voir, pour le banc, for that bench. We're gonna make it to the bench. On va se rendre. Au banc. Gonna get it to that bench, on va se rendre. Au banc. That bench, eh? We're gonna get it to that bench, and we're gonna get it for that bench, on va se rendre. Yes, oui. Yes. Here I gotta be careful again, because they gotta stop on each side, and there's only 3 stops, so they gotta stop everywhere. Il y a un arrêt partout, mais faut que je regarde pareil pour la sécurité. For my security, I still gotta check. Right? Je dois regarder aussi pour la sécurité aussi. Et c'est le banc qui est là. That's that bench, man. And I got sun, so I'm gonna put the gloves on. I'm gonna mettre les gants, you know, and gonna be over this whipping willow. Oh yeah, we made it right here. And, we made it right here. We made it without dropping those. Gotta give it a little bit on the. Although on the side is a little bit of a gushing, but not too much. Sur le côté, il y a quand même un peu, mais pas trop. Let's see how much we got it. We got it now going on that. What time it is? It's 4:20. Hey, 4:20. 4:20. I don't know. I don't smoke, but hey, if anybody made it this far in my long vlogs, congratulations. You're among the few. Vous êtes parmi les peu. Congratulations, sun is shining. Kadoua, if you're 93, Thelemik, si vous êtes Thelemik. And gonna put these on, and we're gonna keep on going. But actually, I'm just gonna put this on as well. Je vais mettre la tuque aussi parce que quand je remarque qu'à certaines places, il fait quand même frais, même si I got that long hair, j'ai les cheveux longs, fait que ça l'a fait. It's gotta get that cheveux long, and you gotta get that drill, and let's put it on, and Rock and roll. And they're playing the Super Bowl, my Niners, at the Allegiant Stadium. Ils jouent les 49ers de San Francisco. Ils jouent Stade Allegiant. So we're gonna go all the way to the top. Who's gonna win that Super Bowl? Qui va conduire, faire le Super Bowl? Et puis we're gonna go get that drill 24/7 from the lair of the dragon. We go up and down. Grateful, thankful, rent paid, electricity bill paid. Got food and coffee. J'ai du café. Puis du thé, puis j'ai payé mon loyer, puis mon électricité, go Hydro-Québec, go. And Rainbow Dragon Rebirth, nothing that I want to go back to. Rebirthing during this COVID, la renaissance. Durant ce COVID. Et voilà. And we go, as you know, up and down. For the sunshine and the sunshine. And for the lovers, for the butchers, for the bakers, for the nurses, for the doctors. Oh, I gotta be careful not to... What's going on there? Gotta be making sure it's solid and it's a bit tilted, so I gotta put my palm, I guess, on this and let's go put it by the chest and switch a little bit of that leg. And oh, this is slippery, so I gotta be double careful. Ça glisse ici, fait que je dois quand même être très prudent. C'est que ça glisse, c'est glissant, fait que faut que je sois super prudent. I just gotta be extra prudent, but the sun is just shining beautifully, and here hockey and children are playing hockey, the youth, and thank you to the public works to put those. See that's the rink right there. See, l'aréna d'hockey. Oh, ça patine bien. Regardez, il y a deux patinoires pour les petits puis pour les âges différents, mais l'autre patinoire plus petit, c'est pour les petits, puis ça patine sur les deux, fait que c'est bon. Skating on both, you know, so I always love to see people skating, and I like to watch hockey, of course. Le hockey, j'aime ça, fait que ça m'amène toujours plaisir, puis voir les gens qui font de l'exercice physique, parce que c'est de l'exercice physique, hein, so it's that exercise, and gotta thank the public workers, because they installed the skating rinks. C'est les travailleurs publics qui ont fait l'installation du patinoire, fait que je dois leur remercier. And I will to let's paint them some next season. Quand on les peinture dans la prochaine saison, on va les peinturer une autre couleur, puis on va s'en sortir tranquillement à la COVID, mais there's not going to be World War III, although I predicted much of what's happening now geopolitically, you know, so I live with carpe diem it every day, and with hope for tomorrow. Je vis au quotidien carpe diem avec l'espoir pour demain, and with lots of gratitude. And you know, I work, as you can see, I already work out every time. It's like overtime now. We go overtime every time, already been a few rounds. Let's go fight me Tyson Fury, Dragon versus Fury. Je suis prêt à affronter Tyson Fury ici à Montréal, dans la belle province. À partir du 9 février. Starting any date, ready, rock and roll, Tyson Fury, Dragon vs. Fury. Starting on February 9th, anywhere, any time in Montreal, à travers Montréal. À travers Montréal. I slipped. J'ai glissé un peu. I slipped a bit, and I was looking a bit at the ice and admiring the way that they did the skating rinks parallel to each other. J'admirais un peu comment ils ont fait. Je trouve ça bien beau, puis ils ont fait les patinoires parallèlement un à l'autre. Ok, c'est beau, puis bravo, that's what I gotta say. Bravo, well done, public workers, and we need to appreciate that. Il faut qu'on apprécie ces petits gestes, you know. So this video is gonna be 3 hours. 3 hours la vidéo vlog, long vlog. Wouldn't be a podcast without thanking the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses. il n'y aurait pas de podcast. Dragon podcast. Without thinking the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, grocery store clerks, public workers. Il n'y aurait pas de radio, une heure à la télé ou à la radio que je dirais pas des bonjours puis les salutations, ben, aux camionneurs, aux travailleurs de l'Hydro-Québec, les fermiers, puis bien sûr dans les hôpitaux, les infirmières, les garderies, puis bien sûr, ça c'est comme le syndicat du dragon, the dragon of course, the Global Dragon Union, man. Here is only one way, so they can only come through there, but ici c'est à sens unique, donc ils peuvent venir par l'autre bord. They can come by the other side, and in theory they can come by the other side like that. En théorie, mais c'est pas légal parce que c'est à sens unique. It's supposed to be one way. And here we are on the Isabella, corner of Isabella on Clanranald, leaving my old neighborhood as soon as that intersection. Queen Mary kind of switches à Queen Mary, ben ça change. Maintenant, je trouve ma tête aussi parce que même si c'est en mode passé, even if it's my turn, I always gotta be careful. Even if c'est le signe de piéton pour passer, traverser la rue, you know, is the little figure that indicates that, of course, is the public who's gotta go, and of course, it's, you never know, of course. The brakes might malfunction. The citizen driver might press the accelerator instead of the brake, and you gotta get it to the south. You gotta go sud, and you gotta get that hydration, you know. And, always check. You never know. Like, what if the citizen driver presses the accelerator? There are all what ifs there, but always a little bit of added prudence to fellow citizens, you know. Un peu de prudence en tant que citoyen, puis I'm driving these steel-toe boots now, mais je suis en train de conduire, ben c'est bottes à cap d'acier que je suis en train de conduire, mais j'ai décidé de ne pas les mettre à la retraite. I decided to extend their shelf life, and they've been driving me, I've been driving them for like a few years now, at least 3.5 years at least. 3 ans et demi, and they look like it because they're kind of worn out, so it's gonna be this week, that is, and big cleaning Friday, I guess, before the Lunar New Year in my Dragon's Lair, puis gros nettoyage avant l'année du dragon, Year of the Dragon, l'année du dragon, the Year of the Dragon. That'll be a new cycle, and it's important to channel the aggression, myself included. I have aggression, but I channel it, I work out, I train, I exercise, I march, I do push-ups to harm no other citizen. Moi aussi, mes frères et sœurs, mais j'ai l'agression, tu sais. Ben, je la sublime, je fais l'entraînement physique, je m'entraîne, je fais de l'exercice, je fais des pompes pour pas faire mal à aucun autre citoyen, tu sais. Ma nature avec ta nature des autres citoyens que je rencontre, que ça soit en harmonie puis en paix. And my nature, individual nature, to be in harmony with all others that I meet. You know, civilization is a privilege, and of course, for my black brothers and sisters, you know, I offer everybody else. We need to work together in North America. Todos citoyens à travailler ensemble pour mériter le Nord. That's where that is goes, and that's about it. $156 tons, 156 tons, maybe 333, maybe 93, maybe less, maybe more, 718, 418 tons of snow removed since I started this video in Nova Scotia. J'ai dit combien de tonnes? Ben, peut-être 418, 93, 718 ou 333 ou 156 tonnes de neige qui ont été enlevées, bien sûr, en Nouvelle Ecosse. Depuis que j'ai commencé cette vidéo, c'est possible. Ça serait plus ou moins les chiffres que j'ai dit, mais Plus que 718, j'y croirais pas, mais moins que 93 peut-être. Peut-être plus, parce que les chiffres que j'ai dit, c'est entre 93 et 78. J'ai dit 93 le moins, puis 718 le plus. C'est ça les extrêmes. The extremes that I said, it's 718 the biggest number, and 93 the smallest. So in theory, it could be either or. Right? In theory. I'm just gonna switch the hands here a little bit, and then we drive it, and that's about it for the video. But I'm just gonna switch those hands, man, and continue the drive in steel toes. That driving in steel toes back to my headquarters. I'm actually hungry. And I earn my meal, I guess, with this work independent aspie with amnesia artist, athlete, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, 1/7 comedian. Votre aspie avec amnésie. Double A parallèle à être un artiste et athlète, philosophe et analyste et théoricien géopolitique, qui est aussi ainsi que un 7e comédien. La comédie dans ma grotte 24/24. There's a little bit of comedy, rock and roll comedy in my lair, 24/7, you know. Almost out of my own neighborhood here. Nothing that I want to go back to again. It's way better where I live. It was very moldy, the place I left. Lots of mold. Maybe that's what the mold sickness caused my amnesia. Peut-être la maladie de la moisissure où j'habitais, il y avait beaucoup de moisissure. C'était peut-être la moisissure où j'habitais qui a causé l'amnésie. On se souvient avoir déménagé, sorti de la dépression suicidaire, puis survécu la COVID, puis le travail que j'ai fait pendant ces dernières années, le docteur du peuple, the people's doctor, artist athlete prescribing, some push-ups and hugs, presque des câlins puis des pompes. Push-ups and hugs, you know. Prescrire des pompes et des câlins. There we go. Here too I gotta turn my head, but here they can only come through there, so I gotta pause it. I gotta pause, wait for the other car, make sure they're gonna come, and be sure to cross safely. Je vais traverser en sécurité parce que même si c'est un chemin, ils peuvent juste passer par là. Comme l'autre bord, ils peuvent juste venir puis s'en aller. They gotta go left and right, ils peuvent y aller puis venir. Left and right. Got some birds chirping over there like a rock concert, man. Un concert rock là-bas. Birds right there, man. So many, just chirping. Des oiseaux sont en train de chanter. C'est tôt en février. It's early in February. Should be a little bit sleepy now, but I heard them often actually, the winter. I mean, from what I remember, but I listened to them 7 years ago like that, but hey, climate change, all that, I don't know. Maybe it's chirping also now 24/7 like the dragon. And new birds, des nouvelles oiseaux, mais je pense que février, c'est rare que j'ai entendu comme ça, mais on a quand même une température un peu quand même différente. L'autre jour, il faisait plus 3 degrés, là, plus, c'est rendu jusqu'à plus 7 l'autre jour. It was plus, and then it went to minus 17, so we got a cold, like, spell, then we got back to whatever. Anyways, go Nova Scotia, go. This video is about to get 3 hours workout overtime every time. Encourage you all to work out, train, exercise. Go Nova Scotia, I love you Nova Scotians. Amour pour la Nouvelle Ecosse qui font les déneigements après la tempête. Gonna let you know how this goes, cause if I get a bit back,